show on the road.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome aboard.
Hey,
we just learned the consumer is gassy.
A little gassy this morning, from what we hear. Reports have it.
Reports have
it. Hashtag the consumer.
The consumer is gassy.
A little gassy.
Alert the media.
A little gassy.
Of course, the consumer is Erik, also known as Erik Nagel.
The Nagelmeister General.
Why are you gassy this morning?
Just woke up that way.
What did you eat last night? It always goes back to what you ate.
He had some candy treats.
I'm actually following you now on Instagram.
Who isn't?
Erik Radio.
Love it.
And I'm very excited to get the latest review on stuff I would never eat, by the way.
Dude, the second I'm scrolling through Instagram, I don't even have to look at the name or anything. I just see some product. And I'm like, oh, here it is. Erik's ready.
Yep.
What's he saying about this?
No, the gas is coming from the Chipotle burrito bowl that I had.
Oh, I had to.
Jeez,
you know what?
They're good, man.
They're great, but I gave up on those. I had to give up on those. I don't know what they put in them. They're delicious, but they are very gassy.
Oh, boy.
Although you probably go all in. I try to keep it a bit on the healthy side. You put the cheese. You probably put the cheese.
No.
And you don't go cheese.
No cheese, no sour cream. It's just.
That's how I go.
But I do guacamole, though.
A little guacamole.
A little guacamole. Chipotle. That sounds good. Maybe we should
Mix
get
in a little Ortega taco sauce.
I do like that.
Why, little doll?
Why do you always need more?
Because I don't like the salsas.
Tasty. It's got to be tasty.
I just need to add more.
I'll tell you, this kid's palate, though, is lucky.
Oh, yeah.
He gets a lot of treats.
It does. It's a workout. Not the only thing.
I'm telling you, Erik should be the poster for America, period. As much as we make fun, he represents most people.
And the consumer is just, it means so much, because he's the consumer.
That's right.
Yeah.
What's this? The Fruit Vines Bites?
Yeah.
When did you post this?
I did 2 last night.
Oh,
It must have been when I went to bed, because I thought I was up to date on the consumer on Instagram. Although it's Erik Radio on Instagram.
Right.
Hashtag the consumer.
Yes.
So what did you review last night?
I tried a craft beer from Seattle, and I also tried this new Fruit Vines from Red Vines.
I read the Seattle beer one.
so you basically had little fruit roll-ups and drank. You convince yourself that you're doing something for work. I want to hug him.
Can you turn that screen a little bit there, Sammy?
Shit. But all we have to do is pop it up on the TVs. What happened?
You hit 2 buttons and you run over there, and then someone
Right.
pushes the whopper and it turns on. Unplug the goddamn thing.
We're in a great place, aren't we? I thought that actually would work.
I love it.
I like knob-turning technology.
Yes.
Christ.
It was good.
Go to the beer one first, because I did read that. And he's taking shots at Seattle. For our Seattle listeners. That looks really stupid, though. This beer looks ridiculous. What's it called?
It's called
I can't even read the label properly.
Elysian Brewery makes this thing.
But why does it look like an F? Why
Looks
would
like
it-
Flysian.
why would they hide the part that makes it the E?
Yeah.
It's hidden under the other logo that says Super Fuzz.
Super
But
Fuzz.
it's a blood orange ale. And
Now that sounds like it would be good.
I thought so too.
I
Looks like an old Jimi Hendrix album cover.
Yeah, exactly. I like a little fruit in my beer every
It's
once in a
going
while.
for this
Do
nice-
ya? Little fruit.
psychedelic, like party in a bottle kind of promotion.
Yeah.
And it's just garbage. I read so many other reviews that were saying how great this is, and a lot of West Coast like beer
Douchebags.
aficionados are just using all these terms to make it sound bigger than it is and more important.
Let me tell you something.
It just sucked.
There is nothing worse than a beer fucking snob.
Yeah.
Nothing worse. You want to just sit in your yard with a nice cold bottle of Bud sometimes and drink that. And if you post a picture of it or say that, yeah, just having a couple of beers. What are you drinking?
Right.
Oh, just a Bud. Oh, you need an Elysian Super Fuzz Ale. Fuck you.
What's a snob's beer?
A snob's beer
is some beer you never
heard
of.
of.
Some kind of craft beer.
One
from a
local
brewery that puts out one case of beer a year.
Right.
You know,
or they make it at home.
Yes, in their bathtub.
And if you don't like Budweiser or Coors or anything, that's fine.
Fine,
If you want to
yeah.
try the other beers, go right ahead. But just because a corporation owns an alcohol, there's this huge movement now that you can't like it or it's disgusting.
Wow.
Yes.
I mean, well, aren't these ever subsidiaries of corporations?
Not a lot of them are.
Sometimes they
Some
get
of them
bought up.
are, but not a lot.
Most of them aren't, right? Most of them
No.
are small companies.
The beer snobs are like, no, you got to have the taste of this and that.
Hops.
Do not, yeah. Barley.
How bored are people that they're now commenting on what beer you're drinking?
It's a whole
It's
new
getting
world.
ridiculous
it's
out there.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Who gives a fuck you're
Who
drinking
cares?
a Budweiser in your backyard?
Apparently a lot of people.
Oh, my God.
Too fancy for your own good. Kick back, have a Pabst.
Pabst, that's right, regular Joe.
Natty Ice.
Yeah.
Natty Ice.
I don't know why people waste so much time on nonsense.
I don't know.
I posted just a quick video on Instagram where it was a near miss in the sky. I showed you the video, whatever.
Yeah.
People are mad that I said near miss.
Oh, see?
Instead of near hit.
Yeah, but it's a near miss.
That's what the
It
FAA calls it.
A near miss?
Yeah.
It is a near miss.
Yeah.
It missed.
Near miss.
It missed, and it was very near.
Very near.
It's a near miss.
It's a near hit.
But they're arguing
it.
this point on my Instagram, and I'm reading these posts like, what's going on with these people?
Yeah, when they report it to the FAA, it's reported as a near miss.
Near miss.
So that's the vernacular.
But it makes sense to call it a near miss, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, you got to look at it like that. You know, there's missed and
Right.
there's very near.
Well, planes are missing all the time, missing in each other in the sky.
yeah, but they miss far.
They miss far,
Yeah.
and you don't hear about. You only hear about them when it's a near miss. Why are we arguing
Not
this
a far
point?
miss. A far miss is called
Just flying, right? So why is it a near hit?
Technically, every great flight you've ever had is at one point a far
a
miss.
far
Of
miss.
course.
Yes.
Of course. I don't know, but and they argue about your beer choice. That's
They
like,
don't like the beer choice. They don't like
People just
anything.
need to belong to something.
Can
They
I
need to be.
Can I just raise the white flag and say, you got me, I'm done.
They
I'm
need to
done with
dissent.
these insane
Yes.
fucking crazy people.
Some people just take an opposing point of view to argue because they have nothing else to say.
That's not true.
Wait a minute.
Nothing else going on.
Yeah,
I think I'm
nothing
changing my
going on.
avatar to me just raising the white flag.
That'd be funny.
I'm
just
done.
a fucking
You
surrender
got
flag.
me. Everything you've said about me is right, okay?
You got me.
How are they going to spin that one now?
Yeah.
I'm saying that everything you have said is right.
Yeah, you got me. You know, it's no longer the white flag; it's the universal sign of surrender. All right, you got me again.
Right. How do I just say you got me across the board? Fuck. Leave me alone. So, hashtag the consumer.
Yeah.
Can you read what he said about the Seattle beer?
Well,
He's getting very, very serious about his reviews.
I think
They're carefully worded.
Yes.
Yeah, but he got so much publicity on the show yesterday that now he's like writing essays.
Yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
before it was like 2 sentences.
Oh, all right.
Are you
Now
breaking out the thesaurus now?
Because I hate
No?
those too. Those dumb food reviews that they're going off on some tangent, and you're like, it's a fucking like piece of cake or steak or something. Just enjoy it and eat it.
Oh.
I say the more consumer writing, the better, though. I
yes.
think it should
I
be a
love
little
it.
bit longer than 2 lines,
Absolutely.
Rock.
I demand it.
Yes.
As a fan of the consumer.
Absolutely.
Can I ask you where does this go? Like, what is the consumer hashtag consumer? The consumer.
It's just, I realize I see and eat a lot of things that people don't normally know about. Like, I'm going to let people know that these products exist.
But what is hashtag the consumer?
He's always been this guy, so he's just bringing it to the masses now.
He just started doing it.
A lot of other
No,
people.
but he's always been this guy trying out new stuff. When you go to
Yeah.
his house, he always has stuff, and you're like, how did you even know about this?
Right.
It used to be goldfish was just, now a lot more people know, but then they
Yeah.
have like birthday cake goldfish. I'm like, where do you find, how do
Who
you
the
know?
hell knew?
And
I didn't know.
And at one point, we were at an airport, and Ope is talking with Steve Blatter, and he just sees me with my headphones.
Was I feeling okay that day?
Wow.
I had my headphones, my iPad. I had like 4 different things going, and he just yells in the airport, and he goes, "All you do is consume.
Consume,
You're just
yes.
a consumer."
You're America, though.
Yeah.
I would
But
embrace that. You are America.
Is hashtag the consumer something you just decided to put there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe it was some national thing that people were being, asked to do.
But it is spawning knockoffs.
That is pretty good, then.
Have you seen the new consumer?
Yes, I have. We'll get into that in a second. Let's start with the real...
The consumer podcast? You going to do that?
No.
The Consumer, the movie?
What?
Consumer, the
50 years of consuming, all condensed into one 90-minute motion picture.
I hope all this consuming isn't taking away from script writing.
I know. I want that
The
movie.
Consumer, the podcast would work. I can't believe you just went,
true.
no.
That is true. It would work.
Every podcast is starting to sound the same. You got to be different. That's a different angle.
That's right.
All right, let's see what you had to say about... is it really...
Superfuzz.
Elysian Superfuzz.
Oh, that's right. See, I wanted to do the F again because you don't see that part of the E.
Flycian.
Elysian Superfuzz. All right, go ahead, Sam. What's the review from The Consumer?
Superfuzz from Elysian Brewing, Seattle, Washington. A blood orange ale that is bitter and you barely taste the blood orange.
Oh.
It's like they fermented with the rinds rather than the fruit.
Oh.
Leaves a stale aftertaste. I read a lot of other reviews where West Coast aficionados ramble on using terms that make you roll your eyes, saying how amazing this brew is. I just don't get it. Probably need to up my beer game. The label is misleading. Seems like a psychedelic party, yet it's a depressing beer from a depressing city.
Wow.
Stick to heroin, Seattle. Hashtag the consumer.
I love it. Why would you? I love Seattle, but I love the little jab at the
That is a
thing.
good jab.
That was a pretty big. That was a big fist to the chops.
It really
Stick
was.
to heroin. The Consumer takes no prisoners.
Consumer is a fucking
unnecessary.
I want to go through a quick exercise before we go to the next one. Here's a guy that's on the phone, and Erik blocked him, and he doesn't understand why.
I've heard from a lot of people.
So we're gonna have an open mind now and see. Because I think most people don't understand why they're blocked.
But I've heard from a lot of people that say Erik blocks them before they even did anything. Before they read anything, before they wrote back to him.
That's a lie.
It's like Minority Report. I know what they're going to do.
Yes, your future block.
Eddie in New York, Erik blocked you for what you're saying, a witty comment.
Ooh.
And making fun of him for reviewing men's cologne.
Oh, boy.
So what was the tweet?
So the tweet was, this was a while back. I'm going back over maybe 6 months now, and it was during some of the horse races that were going on. And if you remember, one of the horse races was something like KTC for the win or something like that. And he wrote something all enraged because the guy had lost, the race had lost, and I wrote, "Don't you mean KFC for the win?" And I thought it was a little witty.
Don't you mean KFC?
KFC,
Right,
food
right.
joke.
That was mine.
Erik, food joke.
6-month grudge, so worth it, right?
He took offense to it immediately.
Nailed him.
Oh, Erik. He's gone, by the way.
But a lot of these guys think that they can jump in because all of us in this room, we bash each other back and forth, and people think they could just jump in with the same type of jokes, but that's not necessarily true. In some cases it is, but some people making, Erik's eating a lot, jokes like that. Erik doesn't have to take that shit from fucking people on Twitter. He's got to take that shit in here.
Right.
But he doesn't.
Right.
And we all do. We all take, our bashings in here from each other. Doesn't mean we got to sit on Twitter and have these fucking jamokes give us crap.
I love when they reach out to some of the staff when they say Amp blocked me for no reason or Ope's being a dick, whatever, and then you look through their account and they're saying the most horrific shit to you guys.
Right.
You're like, no fucking way.
Can't take a joke, not from you. I take jokes from people I know.
You can't handle your racism, apparently.
Apparently I can't.
No, it's we all could take a joke. It's obviously way past that.
Yeah, it gets way past.
I know when it's a
jokes.
joke. I've been doing this long enough to know when it's just a joke.
When people are being genuinely
I just
shitty
know.
and then they say it's a joke.
Yeah, you know the difference.
Yeah.
Please.
I've read constructive criticism that I didn't agree with, but was done nicely, and I was like, all right, what am I don't. But then people don't understand sometimes how they're being shitty. I think sometimes people don't even mean to be shitty, and they don't realize, like, if you read that from another point of view and you're not you, it's cunty.
When you say, you know, you suck, you're shit, you're not funny, and then use the argument, oh, you can't take a little criticism? No, that's not
exactly.
criticism,
And I have that discussion in the mirror every morning. I need to hear it from you folks.
Yeah, whatever. All right, so the consumer hashtag.
Yeah.
I didn't see this one yet. It's
fruit vines.
Red vines, fruit vines, bites, cherry flavored. Soft, chewy fruit candy.
Fruit vines. So many jokes.
6 seconds, a cocksucking at a time.
I was going to go in another direction. Of course.
Oh boy, this review's
tasty.
even longer
I
than
don't
the
know where
last
the
one.
long reviews came from.
All right, what is this one?
New fruit vines from Red Vines Candy.
Yeah.
I only tried Red Vines for the first time a couple years ago based on a recommendation from Andy Samberg that, quote, Mr. Pibb and Red Vines equals crazy delicious. Was not impressed.
Ooh.
How can something be so hollow and unfilling, yet be so sweet tasting?
Oh.
I guess I'm a Dr. Pepper Twizzlers guy.
What?
Because Mr. Pibb and Red Vines, the opposite would be.
Doctor, yes.
Right.
As neither one ever turned the toilet water red.
So basically you shat. Is that what you mean?
Oh, yeah.
You shitted out Red Vines?
Well, no. The dye in the red vines kind of changed the color of the water when you went. So I said, I'm never eating this thing again.
Do you find like little strings
Then again,
tied
I
to
did
the top
eat a
of the
bag.
stairs in your house? Your wife is really going to fucking try to murder you.
Why? Because of all the Red Vine shits?
Yeah, she's married to a man and she has to clean like little red speckles off the back of the toilet. She just wants a family.
What was the last part of that you said? You said something in there.
Oh, I said, yeah, I did eat a bag of it. So,
All right. He ate a whole bag.
I
I
thought
was
you
watching
said.
a movie at home. I ate the bag.
How can you eat a whole bag and then have a horrible review on it?
You were not impressed.
No, not on the. I was not impressed with Red Vines, the original Red Vine licorice, not the fruit vine.
Oh, so you liked these.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, you like these?
Yes, it's coming up.
Well, we haven't gotten there yet.
What movie, by the way, do you eat fruit vines to?
I don't know.
Oh.
One of the many Marvel superhero movies that are out.
I knew it was going to be some cute little movie.
How does that come out? If you eat a whole bag of those?
Red.
No, I know it's red, but yeah, exactly. Like cement, right?
Yeah.
That's starting to harden.
God.
Ugh. All right, let's continue with the review.
Turn the toilet water red. Gross, I know. Anyway, that didn't deter from trying fruit vines. Cherry edition. This is an amazing product that takes me back to my childhood when I would eat to a medicated cherry taste, and it's their fault for selling them in the candy section to begin with. Anyway, these taste like that, and you should go get them. Hashtag the consumer.
Nice. I like it.
Good job.
Yeah.
Although,
You're doing 2 a day now, E-Rock?
I'm gonna do. I might do 3 today.
Whoa.
Wow.
Because some new products came to my attention that I have to go and get.
How are they coming to your attention? The fans of the consumer?
Or if you're on mailing lists for certain companies.
no.
He rules. He just rules.
He is America.
Yeah.
I want to get your face, and I just want to superimpose the American flag right over your face. And just write America.
So wait, you're on the mailing list for certain companies? What do they mail you when there's a special new treat coming?
And coupons.
Coupons.
What mailing list are you on?
Nabisco.
Nabisco.
This is why you are the greatest.
I love it.
You never disappoint. And what,
I
do they
love
just
it.
send you samples?
They send you coupons to go out and get the new thing.
Right.
Can you say what one of the new things is?
Yeah, there's some new.
But do they send you stuff before it hits the stores? That would be even cooler.
That I'm working on.
But how do you get on that list?
A lot of people have been responding to these reviews. When you tag the companies, they write you back.
He rocks at the factory, just fucking shoving shit in his mouth.
Exactly. He's got his head into one of those machines.
Some of those old 1950s beds playing as you see a montage of me dancing around.
Oh, that'd be great.
I like trying. I'm not a fan of when Oreo does all these weird flavors. Like it's either Oreos or nothing.
Right.
But they had 2 new flavors that came out that I'm picking up and going to try.
I don't think the Oreo outside cookie is very conducive to a different flavor than just the vanilla. It doesn't mix well with
They have an amazing product. Why fuck?
Why fuck?
I think they have the golden Oreo and then they have the regular Oreo.
When you put
Golden
this on-
Oreos suck.
What's that? Is that like a light colored
Yes, they
outer?
always sucked.
Sounds good, though.
No.
What are you doing? Having golden Oreos. How about you?
When you would go to someone's house and they would have the golden Oreos,
Were they golden Oreos or Hydrox? The white ones. The white and
the
dark
Hydrox
ones.
were even worse.
They'd alternate the light and dark ones like that.
Hydrox
And those
worse.
are coming back now.
I'd hate that. I'd separate them all up and put them on opposite sides.
And you say that the 2 bowls were equal, but the one bowl was cracked and shitty, and the other bowl was really good.
We don't want mongrel.
Mongrel cookie. Both trees will be destroyed.
Hydrox were the poor man's Oreos.
Yep.
We all know that.
Oh, yeah.
And you would take one of those vanilla Oreo cookies over a Hydrox.
Yeah.
Any day. But.
Yeah.
E-Rock, comment?
Hydrox suck, but they are coming back
So what
for
are the-
some reason. And I'm gonna have
What
to
are the
try
2
and
new
try.
flavors for Oreo?
Well, there is banana split.
Oh, all right.
But here's the weird thing. Half the cookie is the original Oreo cookie. The other half is the golden. And then you got a banana strawberry mix in the middle.
Oh, God.
So there's like too much going on.
Way too much
All
going on.
kinds of shit in there, huh?
Right?
Yeah. And then
You should dip that in OJ. That'd be delicious.
And then there's this one, which is also a Target exclusive, which I'm excited to try. They're making
Target exclusive. I love it.
He knows all of this.
They're making Rice Krispie Treat Oreo.
What?
Oh, I heard about that.
So it's
That
Oreo,
was in the news the other day, yeah.
and inside is Rice Krispie treat?
Yep.
Or is it a Rice Krispie treat with an Oreo inside?
I don't know.
No, it's Rice Krispie Treat inside golden Oreo.
That might be good.
That's why I'm going to try
Yeah.
it.
They got a lot of golden Oreo lids laying around the factory.
That's what it seems to be.
They're like, how do we get rid of
Dilemma.
this shit?
It seems to be the dilemma
They
over
know.
Have you tried Oreo raspberry ice cream?
No.
I
But I
said-
have tried the Kool-Aid Oreo.
Do you
Kool-Aid Oreos.
The Fruit Punch Oreo, sorry.
How are they? That sounds awful.
It tastes like Kool-Aid in an Oreo.
Wow. That's
Do you find this weird coming from another time? Like, kids today have no idea. Like, it was just Oreos.
Yeah.
And now they go to the supermarket and there's like 5 or 6 different
All
Oreos
kinds.
they could get.
You can't even
Yeah.
do Chips
didn't have-
Ahoy regular anymore.
Why? What do they got in the Chips Ahoy?
They've got one of them is root beer float. Another one is
Where do
birthday
they put
cake.
the root beer?
Yeah, are you guys rookies to the consumer? You haven't seen the Chips Ahoy reviews?
The problem is the supermarket doesn't have the space for all these different varieties of these products. They're running out of room.
Yeah.
Did you see what?
Amazing.
Did you see what they're doing? That birthday frosting flavor stinks. It's
Bad.
overrated, and they're putting it in everything now.
Yep, Oreos has got it too. Birthday cake.
Chips
Oreos.
Ahoy birthday frosting filled.
Yeah.
Oreo cream filled.
Oreo cream filled Chips Ahoy.
Right.
How is that, Erik?
I have not tried those.
Oh, we got a picture of it
Just
up there.
didn't. Yeah, but
False
I saw
advertising.
them, but I said I didn't try them. Has anybody else tried these?
This is bad for the brand, E-Rock.
Are you going to tackle Cheerios?
Yeah.
No, Cheerios now has about 10 different
They
flavors.
have dark chocolate Cheerios.
They have
and
peanut butter Cheerios
Right.
now.
Cinnamon apple Cheerios is good. It's like
just
Apple Jacks.
Right.
Yeah.
They finally figured it out because they had the worst cereal on the shelves when we were growing up, and they finally said, "Wait, maybe we should like."
Yeah, the only people eating Cheerios are like fucking 6-month-olds in their fucking
Right.
And you give it to
high
kids
chair.
at church so they shut up.
Yes, shut up.
They finally woke up and said, "Wait a minute, maybe we should get some other flavors going on here." But that one's gotten out of hand too.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of stuff to try. There's just shelves just waiting to go.
That supermarket is just your fucking church.
It's my mecca.
Yes.
So what are you reviewing tonight or today?
I'm going to try to pick up those Oreos today, and I'll have an alcohol to try tonight.
Of course.
I like the fact that...
Alcohol and Oreos. What a lovely evening you have planned.
I have a nice vanilla cream ale that I'm going to try.
Oh.
That sounds delish.
I would love to hear what Dr. Ian Smith has to say about Eroc's consumer reviews.
Gave up.
Yeah.
And there's a whole bunch of new Slim Jim flavors,
He's just ignoring the Ian
Slim
Smith thing and
Jims.
goes to Slim Jim.
Isn't
up
it?
a bunch of those.
Are you on their mailing list?
No.
Is there a teriyaki?
Yeah, what are the Slim Jims?
I do enjoy a good dried meat teriyaki.
Yeah.
I did not.
What are the
I'm sure
flavor-
there is, but
What are the flavors you're going to try with the Slim Jim?
there is tangy barbecue, sweet hot honey barbecue, and zesty garlic.
Ooh, the garlic.
The
could
garlic
be a
one looks like it
little
would be the
repugnant. Yeah.
And then there's all sorts of canned goods and non-perishables and
That's some string beans.
Yeah.
Should review them.
Yeah, exactly.
it's been done.
Yeah.
And what's the third one tonight? Oh, the beer you said probably, right?
Try some beers.
Beer, beef jerky, and what? Oreos?
Wow,
Oreos.
batten down the hatches.
Wow, you think you're gassy this morning.
Holy shit. Tighten the bolts on the fucking toilet.
After what?
After his Slim Jim and beer fucking tasting.
He's going beef jerky, beer, and Oreos?
Shit.
Are you kidding me?
Oh.
Going to go through
He's going to have an explosion.
Going to have to replace the wax ring on the toilet.
Right.
They're going to be
It's going to
quiet.
blow out like a submarine that went too deep. Holy fuckaroni.
Yeah.
How is the fuckaroni?
You on their mailing list, the fuckaroni?
He did do some mac and cheese thing, right?
Yeah, I tried some new SpaghettiO flavors.
Right, SpaghettiO
They were
flavors.
horrible.
Right.
I still have other new SpaghettiO flavors I got to review.
I love that you review shit that it wouldn't take anybody's review to just know it's going to be shit.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to review beefaroni and shit SpaghettiOs to know it stinks.
To this day, I like a good can of beefaroni or
Do ya?
or the raviolis in a can. Every once in a while. Chef
Well, let me
Boyardee
think of them raviolis for a minute. I haven't had them in century. That shit
It must be
might
all
have
this-
been pretty good.
It must be all the salt they put in them, but
Yeah.
every once in a while I'll take a can and just heat it up and eat the whole fucking thing.
You got to
no
heat
problem.
it. I know people that just eat it out of the can.
Yeah, right out of the can.
Oh, I've done that.
You're crazy.
No, I have
Gross.
done that. I have
SpaghettiOs
done
with
that.
hot dogs right out of the can.
No, you got to heat that shit up.
No,
or
it's
all
already cooked.
congealed and
It's
coagulated.
already cooked.
No, you have to heat it.
No,
slimy.
you don't.
No, you don't.
All right, I recommend heating it.
Heated or unheated, we're taking your calls.
They make a nice pizza SpaghettiO that I'm going to try soon. The
How do you know
beefy
it's
taco
nice?
one is horrible. It's just SpaghettiOs and taco sauce. And
Why don't you do restaurant reviews too? I mean, you might as well. You should
Why?
Why not? It's just in addition to what
He's
he's
home. He's got his feet kicked
Right.
up. He's
Because-
drinking some beer. Why
he
go
likes
out?
Because he likes to go out. I'm sure his wife wants to go out once in a while, so he can make a whole thing out of it.
That's against the brand, though.
It really is.
The brand is he's sitting in your house and trying the shittiest
right.
foods.
He's
maybe.
got to make videos, though. I was talking to E-Rock after the show yesterday. A quick minute video.
I would like that
A quick
for
minute video.
Not all of them, just a real special product. You could do that.
You show the product.
Right.
You show the camera the product. Then you open it up. You do the smell test, like you said.
Yep.
You taste it, and then you give your 20-second review on camera. I think
Maybe
that'd
one
be
out of every
great.
10 products that you review is a video
Not a
review.
bad idea.
That would be cool.
Where are you at with potato chips?
Well, funny you should ask.
They're getting crazy with
There are a
potato
lot
chips,
of
aren't
flavors now.
If you look up on E-Rock Radio on Instagram there,
they? He's getting a lot of people
yeah,
following
he
him.
over
is.
the
I saw
last
his-
few weeks, I've tried those new mystery Doritos flavors from their Jacked line, and they're all horrible.
I think you told us
Terrible,
about that,
right?
didn't you?
Yeah,
There is one.
How many will you try before you know that it stinks? Thank you.
4 to 5 chips, and then you go like this. There's no way this is turning me, and you just throw the bag out.
Oh, you throw it
wow.
out.
Yeah.
Wow.
E-Rock, you're pushing 10,000 followers on Instagram.
It's crazy.
It's going up
Awesome.
fast now.
Yeah, the Jack. They did this a couple of years ago. These mystery flavors where they say test flavor with a number.
Test flavor 404.
And the last time they did this, they had an amazing flavor that was doing well, but they pulled it off the shelf. It was McDonald's cheeseburger flavor. It was delicious. And then all of a sudden it went away, and then they brought back mystery flavors again, and all 3 of them have been garbage. Like one of them's covered in like cocoa powder.
Cocoa powder?
It's like chocolate Doritos. It's gross.
Yeah, they're starting to cover the potato chips with chocolate products, dark chocolate, and all that shit.
Because they know that salt and chocolate go together, so they're trying to get on the bandwagon.
Caramel and sea salt.
At Whole Foods, they sell a chocolate bar that's potato chips in the middle. Ooh. It's pretty amazing, actually. It's pretty damn good.
You know what I eat? Those what are they called? Something Blitz things? Arctic Blitz. They're not amazing, but they're like when I want frozen yogurt or something. Like they're really low calorie. They're not, but they kind of fix that.
Yeah.
Craving, yeah, because there's times where I want some like ice cream or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember the name of them.
I never heard of it. It's not ringing a bell.
Fuck.
I like a good ice cream sandwich, but we've gone through that before.
Sure.
People can feel free to send stuff too if they want it reviewed. Sometimes there's stuff that's just on the West Coast that you can't get on the East Coast.
Why is that?
Because some of these companies
Can
are
we
just
eat the
ridiculous.
same?
They have a ranch Fritos that you can only get on the West Coast.
Why?
I don't know. I want it. Send it.
Do you want to take a look at the consumers' competition?
Yes. By the way, he's the one that's pushing 10,000 followers on Instagram. How many are you up to, Erik?
Wait, who?
No.
The consumers' competition,
Yeah,
hashtag the consumer, Rolandos99.
Right. Yeah, he's... There's big competition happening.
This is the
I'm about 8,400.
8,400. All right, we'll get that number up for you. Erik Radio.
I know, Jimmy. It's too easy. Yeah.
This is the Corksicle.
Corksicle.
And Rolandos99 writes, Roland's hashtag the consumer review, my review of the Corksicle. It's awesome. Hashtag Corksicle.
Is he ripping you off?
Yes, he's got hashtag the consumer.
Jesus.
And he's got this. This was actually just posted 52 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
And he writes, it's a picture of a fan in the office.
Yeah.
And he wrote, just bought a fan today. It blows. Hashtag the consumer.
That's very good.
And he did another one, actually.
But he shouldn't do that because people might confuse his and Erik's.
Well, this was actually 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
This was just, actually, it looks like in the office. Just drank a venti chai latte. Ah, refreshed. Ooh, and spicy. Hashtag the consumer.
He's ripping you off.
And there are people on Instagram commenting, great original idea, Roland. Love hashtag the consumer. Surely no one's thought of this before.
Oh, man.
Don't people remember that Erik did it?
Fight.
Maybe Roland should get some consumer videos out there.
Hey, we think that I like this. I can't picture Roland home, though.
The toilet.
Roland's weird. He would never sit home. You guys are opposite, actually, because he wouldn't like to sit home and eat those type of snacks, it doesn't seem. He wants to go out and he thinks he's a man of the world.
Oh, yeah.
Roland really thinks he's a gentleman, like out dining, fine dining.
Very worldly.
He's not worldly, though.
Yeah, I think a lot of the consumers' foods would be filed under Roland's category of pedestrian.
Pedestrian. Very pedestrian.
He should have the hashtag, the pedestrian.
Oh, man.
Erik or Roland?
I think Roland.
You know, Roland's got hashtag the consumer right now.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's taken off.
Yeah. Roland's not going to be getting high fives in the subway.
He's in a weird mood today.
The Rangers are getting their asses handed to them.
Right on the brink of the big sweep-o-rooney.
Obviously, 2 out of the 3 games could have went either way. But they are down 3 games to zip.
Last night was grim. I watched. And
well, you're a big Rangers fan.
Huge Rangers fan.
Right.
Here's my analysis of the game.
Whoa.
It looks to me that the Rangers have to be at a 10 intensity to equal the Kings' 7 intensity. Like, they gotta fucking skate and be perfect.
Well,
When the Kings, it looks a lot easier for them.
Well, the Rangers can't outskate the Kings.
Well,
we all know that.
I
They have to be more scrappy.
Yes, and they're not hitting enough. Not enough what they call forechecking, I'm seeing. I'm also noticing that goalie, Quick,
Right.
is like they built a brick wall in front of the goal.
Oh, he's standing on his head.
Standing on his head.
That's what he's doing.
30 some odd, I think 34, 35, whatever it was, shots on goal from the Rangers. Not one gets through. And boy, were some of those real tricky.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone who's willing to do a split and expose their cock to a speeding puck heading toward them, God bless. So the Rangers got their asses kicked. Could not capitalize on the power play. It's very frustrating when you see a team, when you see your team, when you're sitting there watching your team, when they are on a power play, and there's a lot of passing, a lot of finagling with the puck going on, and not many shots on goal. You don't want to watch that clock wind down and see they only took 2 shots. I understand they got to set it up. I understand they got to cut some fucking lanes, open up some lanes to the goal. But Jesus Christ, take some fucking shots.
It's over. What are you doing?
I know it's over. I know. But
you honestly think the Rangers are going to win 4 games in a row now?
No, but tell you the truth,
no fucking way.
They said that the only team that has done that was 1943, I think. Something, what was it? The Maple Leaves and fucking, I don't know. But how many teams have tied after dropping 3? How many have come back and gotten 3? Because that's all you got to do. Because then it's a brand new game. That's how I look at it.
No, then you actually have the momentum. You have a tremendous. If you win 3 straight, you have a tremendous advantage.
But not many teams have done that.
It's happened 4 times.
Yeah.
4 times. And only once has it actually gone on to a game.
Yeah.
Has the team gone on to win. The other 3 times, the other team actually came back and won.
It's over, Charlie. It's over, Charlie.
Out of the 4 times that the...
Oh, he's getting cheeky. He's stuck in mouth, just kind of curl up at the ends.
It's over.
Well, it's not over until it's over.
Yes.
Till the consumer sings.
I was just going to say that.
You. Yes. Sorry, Jimmy.
No, but that's what I guess for holding my dumb iPhone.
Why say sorry to
That
Jimmy?
is true. I'm not going to hear the apology to on that one.
Yes. Oh, boy. Yeah, it looks very grim. And, yeah, the first 2 games really could have gone either way, but that one last night was just a blatant slap in the face right there on the Rangers' home turf. Madison Square Garden, greatest arena in the world. They look like they're not going to be champions. But, you never know.
No, it's not going to happen. All right, we should take a break here. Mike Richter's coming in.
Yes.
From the Stanley Cup champions of 1994.
Get him in the goal.
What? What?
I have a good question for him, though.
That shows my prowess.
You do?
Yeah. Hockey players. I know how to interview hockey players.
Yeah?
You start off when they sit down, you go, so how old were you when you started pucking?
Oh, man, is that good. That's good. What is it?
Sopranos. I'm going to go Sopranos.
Sopranos ended what?
Let me take a look. Yep, Sopranos.
5 years?
7.
What?
7 years ago was the final episode of The
There's no way that was 7 fucking years ago.
Yep.
There's no way. That was maybe 5.
Life. See, I went with flying car, because we're supposed to have flying car.
7?
There goes your life.
When I said 5, I expected you to go, no, 4.
Right. 7.
7. Wow.
Where's the Steve Perry singing nowadays? I saw that clip popped up the other day.
Don't stop believing.
Oh, really? Is he toning it down a little bit?
Well, he kind of... When you take the guitar and go, ding, 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 no, 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 ding, 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 no, no, no.
Can I see Steve Perry singing? He came out of retirement, I think. After how many years?
15 or something?
15 years.
I'm guessing. I'm thinking it was that long.
What was his problem? Hold on.
Yeah.
What's the story behind this clip?
He was somewhere.
But was this a surprise? Did he just come on stage?
I think it was a surprise, yeah.
So who was performing? Why were the people there to begin with?
They were there to see another band.
It was Cliven Bundy's birthday party.
Oh.
And he was the surprise singer.
Oh. No, I'm not
I just want to know the backstory. Here comes Travis. He knows.
Oh, no.
Travis!
Hi.
How happy are you that the Rangers are not going to win the Stanley Cup?
Very happy.
Oh, boy.
Nice.
You love the Rangers?
What?
You a Rangers fan or no?
No.
Not even
No, they
close.
eliminated the Canadians.
That's good.
No, it's not good.
You're American. What are you doing?
I don't think that's how it works.
Oh.
What's the story behind the Steve Perry clip?
He was at an Eels concert, and
the damn Eels again?
Yes.
Eels.
Weren't we just talking about the Eels?
Well, that's why we were talking.
I think we were talking about it
that's
because we
why.
were talking about this.
And then
Yeah.
instead of discussing this story, we just talked about the Eels.
And how they were a one-hit wonder.
They were, yeah.
And then people had to beat me up saying, no, actually
they were
actually what?
They were one.
Actually what?
They
Come
may
on,
have had a
raise
second
the white
single.
flag.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I raised the
White
white flag this morning.
Right.
You're right about everything. Leave me alone.
Leave me
Just
alone.
leave me the fuck alone.
You win.
You're right, okay? Everything you want to say about me, you're right. See? Just leave me alone. You fucking lunatics.
So I guess they're friends.
But the Eels, I mean, if you listen to the radio for, I don't know, let's say 20 years, and you could only pick out one song the band did, that is a one-hit wonder.
Certainly is.
Thank you.
there were a lot of them in the 90s, and they were one of them.
All right.
So I guess they're friends, and he had mentioned to the lead singer that he always wanted to sing one of their songs.
So he's not even singing a Journey song here?
So he
Not
sang
a-
one of their dumb
He
songs.
sang "It's a Motherfucker"
Right.
by Eels.
I wonder why that wasn't a hit.
But then he sang some Journey.
Here's It's a Motherfucker.
Then he sang two
On Mix
Journeys.
FM. What?
He didn't do the right lyrics though. He sang "Don't stop ass eating,
Oh, that's a good song.
believing."
And I think he did it again last week with the Eels.
So why did
Enough
Steve
about
Perry
the
go
Eels.
away? Didn't he have a throat problem or something?
I
Was the
think so.
rumor?
That's what I heard.
19 years. This was the first time in 19 years that he sang.
19 years.
Yeah.
No.
That's crazy.
He probably sang somewhere else, but no
In his car?
No one saw
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
No one saw it.
live.
Maybe in the shower a couple
Shower.
times, and maybe at a barbecue.
Yeah.
With close family and friends. All right. So then, did he sing the Journey song?
Yeah.
Get
And which-
past his Eel song and get past the
Thank you.
goddamn shit.
You
Get
wanna
right
watch
to the
Eels?
Journey.
Yes. What Journey song?
Do you remember, Anthony?
No.
I'm going to go with Lights.
Oh, man.
No?
That's, all of his songs are high, but I think they tuned down a little bit.
I don't know. I forget the two songs that he sang the first night. I didn't know. I'm not a huge Journey fan, but they weren't like songs that a 33-year-old.
Really?
Wheels in the Sky?
I don't know.
Bring, bring,
Might
bring,
have been.
bring.
Any way you want it?
It wasn't "Don't Stop Believing."
What are some of those other Journey songs we got?
Well, why don't you
Separate
go
ways?
forward
I don't know. Sam.
on the video until he starts singing some Journey?
I'll start right there. Fuck it.
No. It's this guy babbles. He rambles on and on, this guy.
Singers that could kind of keep it going.
Some can, some can't.
I know 19 years later, whatever it was,
Yeah.
you're not going to get your voice as high, but he just looks really awkward and doesn't sound good at all on any level.
No, he's all... bleh, bleh.
You would think he's a professional enough to figure out a better way to sing that song nowadays, but
Sometimes your body just ages and your fucking voice goes to shit. Sometimes you don't take care of it.
but he
goes
had
to shit.
He had some real issue, I think.
Yeah, I think he had polyps.
Some polyps.
Some of those polyps.
Throat polyps,
Throat
bitch.
polyps.
Yeah, because it should be better than that.
Yeah. Damn.
It ended. I heard it ended one of his relationships.
Really?
Polyps. They were arguing, and the girl said something about, "At least I'm not polypy." Just made that up.
I wish you did.
Weak joke.
You know what you got to do,
It's
really?
a joke.
No, I should say yes. Weak, serious statement that in my mind I thought might be humorous, and I realized was very bad judgment as it came out.
Sam, one more thing. Do Open Arms with the new Journey singer.
Oh, there you go.
And this will be less than a year old.
Yeah.
Steve Perry probably is close to hanging himself.
Damn.
There you go. Open Arms on. No, do the TV one. 3 down.
Oh.
Yeah, this is from like the Ofra or something like that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Steve Perry's just like, geez, I thought I was fucking, you know.
Right.
I guess everyone could just do this.
Wasn't there rumors?
Except me.
I think there were rumors he was difficult too.
Yes.
Because then he
I don't
stepped
think it's
out.
rumors.
He stepped out as a solo guy.
Yeah.
Left his guys behind.
How do you do as a solo artist?
Really
Yeah.
good for about a year or two.
What was a big solo song from?
Oh, Cherie.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember that song. I hate it.
And he had some MTV play. He had about 2 or 3, I think, on his own, right? Maybe.
Yeah.
But he got an album out of it, and he was doing well. And then, boom, out of nowhere, he
God.
was done.
I remember this one. Oh, boy.
This was huge, though, when it came out.
Oh, yeah. Steve Perry, his solo. Which just sounds like Journey. But he liked the slow ballads.
We should have been gone, knowing how
Jesus.
made you feel, and I should have been gone.
I would love to hear him try to sing this one now.
Oh, should have been gone. Lily. Marilyn, should have been gone. Should have been gone. Yeah, this was a biggie back in, what was that? 87? 88?
It wasn't a bad song for the time. It's kind of dated now, I guess.
What everybody was trying to do.
Pretty much sounds like a Journey song.
Yeah.
Just missing a little guitar in there. John in Rochester.
Good morning, guys. How's it going?
Hey, John.
Hey, man.
Hi, John.
If you go to YouTube and pull up The Search Is Over by The Zoo, which is the Arnel Pineda, the dude that's singing for Journey right now.
Right. He sounded like a lot of different people.
It's crazy, man. He sounds like you could have been listening to Survivor, but it was him singing in a Philippine bar. It was
Really?
nuts.
Oh, yeah, I've seen all those videos.
Jesus.
A lot of them are part of the documentary that's on Netflix now. But, yeah, his band was called The Zoo. You said that, right?
Yeah.
Or Zoo, right. And I think he sounds pretty good as Axl. Do the Survivor one up top. Let me see this.
2007? Is this like the shit that Neil Sean saw?
Neil Sean said he was just on YouTube in the middle of the night, and he was like kind of checking out Journey clips and this and that, and this kid popped up.
Fuck.
Mike Richter is finally here.
Oh.
We could do this later, I guess, right?
I want to ask him how old he was when he started plucking.
Oh, God.
Mike Richter from the 94 team that won the Stanley Cup.
Rangers. Yeah. Oh, come on right in. Why not? We say.
What's up, Mike?
How you doing, sir?
Hey, Mike.
All right.
Welcome aboard.
Nice. Take a seat.
Man, the Rangers aren't going to win the Stanley Cup. How much does this suck?
Oh, man. Hey,
How much
hey.
does this suck?
Early for that kind of talk.
How much does
Exactly.
this suck?
Exactly.
Oh,
Opie, you gotta
Getting their asses kicked.
slow down.
Getting their asses handed to them by the LA Kings.
Rewind here.
Slow down,
It only sucks
Opie.
if you're not in the final. And these guys
Right.
have worked their ass off to get here, so I mean,
Yeah.
they should be proud. And look, they've lost by just inches in these games.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it could go either way, and LA
Right.
knows that. And I'm a Ranger fan. I'm a bit of a homer, but I do think they'll win Wednesday. This is a very, very good team. Sometimes it's tough to come back and play at home. There's different expectations. You see it on the power play.
Right.
But look, Kings know it's not going to get over in a hurry. I don't think these guys are going to roll over and die. There's too much character on both sides.
But in the end, the Kings will be hoisting the cup.
Jesus. Oh,
I'm not
in the
going.
end,
No, I'm not conceding that. There's not a
no,
chance.
not at all.
It's
No
too
way.
bad. And then it's going to hurt a lot more next year, knowing they were in the finals and then didn't win.
Look No. First of all, I saw the Rangers are still playing, and
Yes.
28 other teams can't say that. And I tell you this, they've played really well.
What do you mean, my team, the Islanders, the New York Islanders?
See,
You know what?
that's what his problem is.
I think we've seen the root of the problem.
Right,
here.
exactly.
We had a great chant until you guys won in '94.
I know that really hurts.
We had
doesn't it?
a wonderful chant that you had to ruin.
How old were you when you started pucking?
I grew up in Philly about 6 years old. I was playing older brothers, playing street hockey mostly. You know, the Flyers then were winning Stanley Cups. They were one of the better teams in the league.
Sure.
So that's who you followed, and that's what you wanted to do as an athlete.
Are you a Flyers fan, though?
I still kind of am, you know. I mean, I learned to hate them when I played against them.
Right.
Easy enough to do, but it's a great, you know, you look at New York, Boston, Philly, there's some great sports teams there from, you know, each of the sports, football, baseball, basketball. So, you grew up kind of bleeding their colors, and the minute you're drafted by the Rangers, that becomes your place. And I didn't realize how much I'd end up loving this place until you live here. And then you get to know the people that you assumed were, you know, horrible and everything else. People love to hate New York because most of the people have never had experience.
And then you turn your back on Philly. That's wonderful.
As quick as you can.
Because they're not giving you the big paycheck.
No, the first time you get beer poured on your head as you're entering the stadium, you say, you know, I actually like New York a little bit more now.
Wow.
As soon as you cash that check, you're like, Philly who?
Never heard of them.
Right. How the hell does a goalie block 35 shots on goal, 36 shots on goal like that, like Quick did last night?
No, I always say whenever I won, I played a great game, and when we lost, we didn't play well. No, it's a little joke. Honestly, I look at those games now, and the players are so good. They're so big. In every sport, they've gotten bigger, stronger, faster. And in hockey, I think it's the best competition you're seeing ever. And I don't think there's a position that's really improved more than goaltending. Guys are bigger and stronger and faster. And you saw how good Mike Crick was. But, I mean, Lundqvist has been on this all year. In fact, from the moment he stepped on the ice at Madison Square, 8 years ago, he's been amazing.
When you see old footage of hockey games from, let's say, the 80s, mid-80s, let's say, it almost looks like a joke. How different the game is now.
We had training camp one year in Vermont, and guys were looking at replays, as ESPN throwbacks, and they had all these classic games. And they showed Edmonton Oilers, who were the fastest team in the NHL of their time, and they're playing against the Islanders. And the Islanders had an unbelievable, tough, fast team. And we're looking at this, and it was just kind of quiet for a while. And finally, I think it was Tony Amonte, a young, brash guy from Boston, great guy. He's like, "This is horrible." And Messi's going, "Wait a minute, whoa, that's our championship team." But the difference in just that decade meant so much. And I would say it leapfrogged again. Go look at the '94. There's a lot of tough guys, great play. But these dudes on the ice now.
There was a time you were able to actually hold the puck for a split, a second, 2 seconds even.
But
now you cannot.
You can't.
No.
I was saying
that.
I had my son at the game last night. Just watch the decisions, and same thing with quarterback. Anything, you get the ball in basketball, you run a pass pattern in football. You receive the puck in hockey. I don't know how the guys score. I play men's league now. I'm a crappy defenseman, But I go down and I look at these high school goalies that drop to the knees. They take away the bottom part of the net. There's nowhere to go. And you forget the forwards. You get the puck off your stick or else you're going to be plastered.
Right.
So they make decisions immediately. It's awesome to watch.
But you still play?
I still do. Yeah, I love the game.
What league?
There's no league. I play pond hockey. I play pickup men's league up in
just fool around a little bit.
You just fool around.
You look like you're in great shape still.
Doing all right, but I'm not getting any faster, I'll tell you.
Right.
The agility of goalies these days is amazing. All they're big guys, all that gear, and yet just laying into a complete split on the ice like that.
They had some of the old time. I love the old Garden pictures and whatnot they have up there, and the Garden vision between periods. And they showed pictures of Gump Worsley, and as it goes back, I mean, I'm looking at pictures when I came in. It's old, and the players weren't as conditioned as they are now. And hockey's been of the top 4 sports, lagging behind, and it's not so much anymore. I mean, the Europeans come in here, the old Soviet system. These guys are well conditioned, and now everybody has to be. You'll lose your job.
I must break you.
I must break you. No, but if you look at the old goalies, there's always kind of like the big chunky guy that couldn't play out. All right, stick him in that, he'll fill it up. And,
Billy Smith, are we talking about?
Billy he had his foot in both worlds. He was a great competitor.
He was an ugly player, man.
He won ugly though, and
that's why I loved him so much.
He loved throwing.
Boy, did he!
Oh man,
yeah,
no problem slashing you.
You got in that crease, you were getting a big glove in your face
or a stick across and he didn't care.
Well,
he loves sweeping that stick back
It
behind the
was
net.
a money goalie, right? I mean, he would just come through in the clutch all the time.
Big drinker, too.
All goalies have to be.
I used to caddy for him.
That's how you get by.
For real, I did.
That's how you get by. You know?
I was just a kid caddying for all those guys when they were winning all the cups.
The secret of goaltending right there.
Sort of makes the knee injuries a little easier to.
But
exactly.
that's when the game is different. If a goalie left the crease, he got just hammered.
Well, if you look at those old films, we can laugh about the speed of those games in the 80s.
Right.
These guys were tough. I mean, they were tough.
Yeah.
All of them. It was. If you look back, it's just a different era. Someone would, break their nose. I have to say, there is a kind of code of ethics in hockey where you just go, look, you're not going to be griping about it. You're going to put your nose back on and go out and play. And it's. I think there's a lot of pride in that.
How many broken bones did you suffer?
My first broken bone was my second pinky toe from my pinky. I stepped on a skate in college, and I cried a little bit, but I got through it. Goaltenders allowed to cry. No, I actually didn't break many bones. I blew up both knees, shoulder injuries, and ended with a fractured skull. So
right.
I began with a bad toe and ended with a broken skull.
Yeah, what was that? A knee, right? You took a knee.
Took it out. It was a slap shot that originally went through my ear hole. If you can believe this, it's the craziest thing. It was my own fault. I kind of twisted a little bit on a tip shot, and I didn't watch it in, and pop, it hit me. And,
wow!
That was the beginning of the end. Yeah.
Is that a concussion too?
It was a concussion too. And
how many concussions have?
Yeah, I think if you ask any athlete, over the course of their career, I mean, falling out of trees as a kid, getting hit playing football and all through, I couldn't even count them. Don't know.
Oh man!
Any issues because of that?
I could count them, but I can't remember. That's the issue.
There's an issue.
That's a big issue. That's why I drink it.
Did you think you had more time if it wasn't for the injury?
I do. I think the position of goaltending is one of experience, and if your body can hold up, big if, and which is what makes guys like Brodeur incredible. I mean, you get experience. You're better at 35 than you were at 25. But the problem is your body starts breaking down. One way or another, you're getting slower. And even the athletes that retire on their own terms, in quotes, they're not. They're slowing down. They realize, I'm not what I used to be. Wayne Gretzky had an amazing thing. He said, look, I'm still a good player in the NHL, but I can't stand comparing myself to what I was. And it's kind of depressing. If you used to score 90 goals and you're only scoring 50 now, 50 is great, but it's half of what you used to be. And you can't live with that.
Just ask Steve Perry from Journey. He doesn't sound that good anymore.
No, I mean, at some point you got to hang it up, and it's hard to do.
How many years did you play?
I played 14 here in New York.
So,
that's a pretty good run, right?
It was fun. It was amazing. Man, it's something you do your whole life, and at one point, I think you're more ready to retire when you're younger than when you're older because you become that thing. And I retired at 36, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa.
Now what?
You feel like you're 100 years old, and you are for hockey, but not for life, right? So, you got a lot.
Was it tough to adjust to that?
Hugely tough. I don't think anybody's prepared for it. And I went back to school. I had left school, University of Wisconsin, as a sophomore, played in an Olympic team, minors, then pros, and that was my goal. That was my life.
Oh, yeah.
And but at the time, I was starting a young family, so it was a good time to kind of transition. But you're lost, and it's hard, and it's good to have your network. But I think that's the biggest thing is every day you're going there. A guy played with Ryan Greshner, a funny guy, but here in the Rangers said, someone said, "What do you miss most about playing?" He said, "Showering with 20 guys in the morning." But I mean, his point was, you have this family, and you do everything with them.
Right.
You do everything. They know everything about you, know everything about them, and it is a family. And the tighter the team, the more success you have. And then one day you go, oh, I'm done. And you're one of those old guys now. And it's different.
And that's your life, really, from the time you remember anything. You were probably skating and playing hockey.
You still play. I mean, I love the game, but it's a little different.
Was it awkward to go back to the rink at first, or?
Yeah, a little bit. Because what you don't want to do.
You would visit, but then they're like, all right,
we're 20 years removed from our Stanley Cup Finals. Our time's over, and it's great to reminisce, but it's the Rangers' time now, and this is a different team, and they got different challenges, and it's their time, so you don't want to be part of that living in the past thing.
It's almost their time.
Oh no, it's
almost their time.
They've earned the right to be there, and it's awesome.
Opie's brutal.
Hey, I mean,
where are the Islanders?
Where
are they?
I apologize for being in the finals. You did something really
But there has to be that thing that when you're down 3-0, even though you're there, where it's like I'd be like, God, this sucks. Like, we know that we're in big trouble. It's been done one time, right, where they came back and won?
Someone said that, too. The momentum changes so fast. You look at the games that we played, being the Rangers, played in L.A., right?
Right.
And they were so close.
Those games could
overtime, double overtime.
Right,
we could be almost almost
gone
3
anywhere.
up right now, right?
Yep.
And I thought coming back here, I think a lot of people have the Rangers underrated, and I still think they kind of do. And LA is great as they say they are. That's a really tough team, but the Rangers are better than I think people give them credit for. And they came so close, and you come back home, there's these expectations. Had they won last night, there'd be a lot of pressure on LA to win. They do not want to go back 2-2. So Rangers, I think will win tomorrow, and then you just
That's a big if there, Mike.
It's a huge if, but that's why they play the game.
One game at a time.
I think if you don't get shut out, that'll be a nice thing to take with you.
Jeez,
to the golf
he's
course.
brutal, man.
I don't know, man. It looks like it's approaching mid-June, and they're still playing.
Hey,
so they're
you got
doing
your
something
Stanley
right.
Cup. He's all right. He's fine
Where's
with this.
where are the
something
Islanders right about now?
I can't be an Islanders fan and then jump jump and start rooting for the Rangers.
I give you
can't
all the
do
credit in
that.
the world. It's a difficult place you find yourself in life. But
and I know my team sucks. I know that.
let me say something.
They have
though.
major
No,
problems.
They have problems, but look, the Islanders are actually a very good organization. They have a lot of talent there. I know some good people there are involved in that. They have some excellent. I mean, Tavares is unbelievable. The injury was really a shame for him last year. He'll come back. He's young.
That's
a scary good team
in the Olympics.
That will change. I mean, you look at those Edmonton Oilers who end up with a dynasty. They didn't make the Stanley Cup playoffs the year before they ended up winning. So it can change, and that's a good.
Can I ask you? So I don't really play hockey or do any athletics. I pucked for a bit when I was a boy. But what makes you want to? To me, the goalie seems like the most horrifying place to be because everyone is trying to smash the puck past your face. And it's like, what makes you decide that's what I want to do?
Actually, yes and no. I think you get a lot of credit, sometimes too much when the team wins. Look, when you lose, it is a team sport, and it is everybody. And I think a lot of goalies. I had 2 older brothers. It was a way I could end up playing with them because I wasn't strong enough or fast enough to play with guys a couple years older than me, but you can always go in net. Now you're playing against not your peers, but older guys, so it helps you develop, I think, a little bit quicker. I loved it, though. I mean, you think about this. As a young kid, what do you want to do? You want to play. And goalies didn't have to shift on and off. I was the only goalie on my team for probably the first 15 years of my life.
You go in and you're in.
That's it. And there's days where you stink. There's days where it's you're not getting physically hurt, but emotionally it can be disappointing to lose the game and feel like it was on you. But that's also what kind of compels you to play. You have the game in your hands. It's actually fun.
How do you see those slap shots? That's crazy.
I was thinking the same thing last night. These guys are so big now, and they're getting in front of the guys so well. And a lot of it is you watch somebody like Quick or Lundqvist who are so good about taking away they play percentages like anybody else. We know that certain percentage, 80% of the goals are scored on the lower half of the net.
Take away the bottom of the net.
And these guys are big. Their feet go almost post to post. It's 6 feet wide.
It's crazy.
Take away the middle. Last night I'm reading the paper today. Lundqvist had, I think, 3 goals were. 2 of them were tips. 1 was an attempted pass, and it went right back to the guy and slam dunked it. So 3 goals and 15 shots doesn't sound good. He played a great game. That was a tough game to play.
What are the differences in the pads from when you were playing to now? How much bigger are they
shorter
now?
like I am, and they try to make the pads wide to cover up a lot of stuff because they stood kind of upright. Now these guys go down, and the pads are tall, and so these guys are amazing. They, as I said, toe to toe, they're post to post, and then they close the middle. It's not easy to score.
The agility is crazy, and when you watch some of the old games and just watch these guys drop to their knees and kick one leg out.
Unbelievable.
And it's like, no, you don't even see anyone do that anymore. They instantly can do a ballet split.
And save the rebound. I mean, these guys actually are pretty soft. When a guy's coming in shooting a puck 100 miles an hour, somehow hits their pad and drops, and they have no rebound.
It's crazy.
What kind of a cup are you wearing in that situation? Seriously.
Titanium.
I never did. It really helped me focus.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that would.
Get nicked on the helmet.
You'd be praying for one in the
That is an all-or-nothing kind of goalie.
You'd be praying for one in the head.
Yeah.
Wow. Is it a regular? It's got to be better than a regular cup.
It is. It's like a boxing cup. I mean, it's got to be really big and strong, and everything now. All the equipment in all sports are better. You see the sticks these guys have. I in 1998, the women's Olympic team was the first year for women's in ice hockey in the Olympics, and
that's
they had about
adorable.
4 or 5 girls that can shoot the puck from the point hard and get it in the air. I was out with them in Lake Placid about 4 years later. They were ripping the puck. And a lot of it is these new sticks. I mean, so the goalie's equipment then has to, it's a little bit of arms race. These guys get better sticks. Goalies have to get better, lighter stuff. And they do. It's amazing.
Have you ever been beaten up on the ice? I'm always amazed by these guys who fight they're just holding each other up and punching each other. And I'm like, it's probably less scary that way because you know the guy's not going to kick you or he's not going to stomp you, but it's just embarrassing to be beaten up on fucking skates.
No, I had when I was in Wisconsin, I had a teacher go, is that like wrestling? Is that kind of an act? Is that part of it? I'm like,
yes, that?
No, the blood coming out and the tooth being lost, that actually hurts.
Right.
And that's another reason to play goalie, by the way. You don't really have to do your own fights. Big guys will handle that. So
Oh,
you can
man,
stay,
you lay a hand on the goalie,
Exactly.
it's over, Johnny.
With that,
really?
though, I got to ask you, what beef do you have with the other goalie that there's some action happening and now you have to meet him at center ice to fight the goalie?
Yeah, and you see it every once in a while happen.
The dumbest
hilarious.
thing. It really is.
Two turtles going at it,
Because you guys weren't bumping into each other and trash talking.
And try to find a place you can punch a goalie. I mean, you got to get him in the head because everyone else is covered, Where are you going to get him?
I always found that funny, especially in older hocky games where the goalies had to square off for whatever reason.
And then they got to go down the ice, and it takes about 10 minutes to get there, and the ref's like, dude, the period's over.
How come the goalies would square up? Because why would they the last two out?
Because they were the two weakest guys in the ice.
It would be bench clearing brawls, and all of a sudden you see the goalies meet at
in a serious way, one way it does happen is if it's for whatever reason, your team has 5 and my team has 4, and now 2 guys are beating up 1. The goalie's kind of compelled to go in, so you're stick up for your buddy.
Even it up a little bit.
So then the other goalie says that goalie going in, and all.
I kind of miss the fighting in hockey. I'll be honest with you. I mean, now you got a couple enforcers on every team that fight pretty much, and that's about it.
Well, it's think about it. If you're the commissioner of the league, you are look. Part of the game. It's a hugely passionate game, and guys lose it out there, and it's part of the kind of the raw energy of it. And fights have historically been part of it, where it's not like a premeditated thing necessarily. It's like, all right, you hit me once, hit me twice, I won you. And now it's like, poof, those are off and on it goes, and it sells the game. And at the same time, a lot of people are like, well, why don't you eliminate that? So I mean, that's if you're the guy, it's a balance, and you got to.
But if you're at the game when a fight happens, even the little kids are like on their chairs, checking it out.
Look, man, I grew up in Philadelphia, and if you weren't gonna, if they're beating you, you're gonna beat up on them.
You know what I was noticing also? They're playing so fast these days that if you take a hit personally and start a beef with someone, you're really taking yourself out of the game.
It's unbelievable.
For that, for that moment. I noticed a lot of plays, even last night, a lot of hits, and I was thinking to myself, wow, he should really take that personally. That was a nasty hit. But I guess you got to get right back into the game.
Yeah, you got to suck it up. You can't have a thin skin.
Right, and just start like you're offended by every hit.
But the smart players in all sport, they'll mark your number and go, okay, we're it's a 1-1 game right now, but you're up 5-5.
Yeah, I'm going to pop him right in the face.
But how do you wait?
Yeah, how do you wait?
When you want to punch someone in the face, you got to punch them immediately.
Slow Sicilian revenge thing.
How great is it, though, when you just stand there by yourself in the goal and all this shit's happening on the other end of the ice? That's got to be so relaxing.
Yeah.
How nice is that? There's no one bothering you.
You know what? There was periods of the game last night where Lundqvist didn't have a lot of action, and then it's hard because you're going to get it, and it could be 15 minutes, could be 5 minutes, but you're going to get that shot, and it could be a great one. Now you're kind of cold, just watching, and all of a sudden you're a spectator instead of a participant. Got to be.
You can almost get hypnotized, right?
Yeah, that's what mental toughness is a big part.
Wow, yeah.
I love the agreements some guys have. Like there is all sorts of fights going on, and you grab a guy like you don't want to fight, do you? Nah, I don't either. Okay,
they're holding each other, just chatting. Hey, look at that guy over there.
How's the wife and kids?
But I love it. It's so funny because they're holding on kind of, but
I really don't want to get hit.
There's an agreement there, like we're not going to fight on this one.
It's true too. I mean, the amazing thing is everybody knows everybody in the league, right? So I mean, you may have just been traded from the Islanders, now you're in the Rangers, and you're former roommate.
Yeah, exactly.
So it can be really
odd. One thing about the sport, you said it yourself, to getting stronger and faster. What do you think about expanding the rinks? That's been something that has been discussed for a long time now.
And I think it's something they need to look at just because there's just so little ice. And I think one of the things you always want to do, when I played, one of the most gifted guys out there is Brian Leach. The dude could get, a puck and go from one end to the other. If you put him in a room as small as this studio and there's 8 other guys there, you're not going to see his genius. You just can't keep bumping into guys that are inferior to his skating ability, and that neutralizes. A bad guy shouldn't neutralize a good guy, whether it's basketball or hockey or whatever. You want to see those great players play. And so a bigger rink means that you have more ice. If you're a superior skater to me, you're going to dance around me if you have the room. So you see that in the Olympics, and so you get a glimmer on how good it can be, and the Olympics is pretty damn good hockey.
What is the problem with that? What are the issues?
I'd say number one, you're taking seats out.
Boy.
But they can figure out a way to make that money out.
And
somehow.
But it's a retrofit of an arena. So if you have, your sheet is whatever it is, 200 long, and you want to expand it a little bit. Now, you literally have to jackhammer up.
How much would you think that they would have to expand it? Like 6 inches or more?
Oh no, about
6 inches.
8 to 10 No, it's about 15 feet. On either side.
Okay.
It can
30
be really,
feet. All right.
really
15
big.
feet?
Yeah, I think I can't remember what the international is, but it's significant. And when you're out there as a goalie, the forwards, they feel it because there's more ice to maneuver. The defense, I think, is the hardest on because now, guys, you can't just push them up against the wall.
Yeah.
They have another 10 feet on either side to really get around you. It puts a premium.
I think it'd be great to expand it, but then put the seats back on the ice, and people would have to sit there and just take it.
Part of the game.
Right. Have a player fly in, take out 10 seats.
They slip on their way to the fucking seat with coffee.
He's got his beer in hand and his hot dog.
And cheeks split open.
I just feel like they're not going to have a choice.
And I do wonder because, like you're saying, you have to make these decisions so fast. I think the biggest thing is what's the entertainment value? Because ultimately, that's what this is an entertainment. All sports are,
sure.
And you say what's going to give us the best product. And I honestly, every time you go to the Olympics now, the hard part is you're looking at all-star teams. You're looking at the best in Russia versus the best in Canada versus the best in the United States. 5 teams, Swedes, Finns, Russians, they all feel like they can win the gold medal each year, and they should. They're amazing. So you are seeing all-star teams, but the quality of play is so good on those big ice surfaces.
Yeah.
So, it's something that a lot of people talk about. Look at 4-on-4. You take one guy off each team in overtime during the regular season.
Right.
Love it.
All of a sudden there's ice, and that's the big thing. You want to see the great players move.
How many Olympic teams were you involved in?
I was in 3.
3.
Wow. Yeah.
3.
Amazing. I was 1 as an amateur in '88 before I played with the Rangers, and then 2 as a pro. So yeah, it's awesome. It's a cool
3.
thing.
How many are you, Jimmy?
I dropped out. I pucked for a couple of years as a boy, but I hurt my ankle doing ballet. It's a long story, Mike.
Yeah, no, it sounds ugly.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Oh my God. Well, what are you promoting? Let's get get some business taken care of.
Brandon Steiner is not here. Unfortunately, his wife Mara fell sick. So
I was just going to curse him too.
No, I was all morning until I actually heard there's a real excuse. So he was. His wife was quite ill. So I wish her well and him. But actually, we're going. There's the core 4, as Brandon likes to call it. Adam Graves, Brian Leach, and Mark Messier and myself are going to be at the 92nd Street Y on Friday in the evening, and we're having a question and answer session. I don't know how they came up with the core 4. Apparently, Fab 4 was taken.
Yes,
you'll get sued for that.
Yes, Mediocre 3 was taken by us.
But no, it's awesome. These guys are my friends, and I mean they feel like family to me. But I always learn something. You have like a relaxed atmosphere to actually have canned questions and answers, but then the people from the stands can ask, so we can mingle around. If there is a game 5, which we all know there will be,
sure,
it'll start a little bit earlier so you can watch the game afterwards at 5:30. But it's at the 92nd Street Y. It'll be awesome.
Well, you just casually said you went back to school. Mm-hmm. It says Richter enrolled in Yale University and received his degree in ethics.
Yeah, what's
politics,
that? It's good.
I did enroll. I was never accepted as
okay. See,
exactly. He applied for a job. He didn't actually.
I just showed up.
Wow.
Yeah. I wrote NASA and asked to be an astronaut. Doesn't mean I was one. So would you go back for 4 years?
I had 2 years left, and it took me 4 years to get them done.
Really?
So if that's any indication of how I was at Yale. No, I mean, it was awesome. I wanted to be around the New York area. I applied to the best schools I could get into. Returning as an adult. I mean, I'm 38 years old. It's a little different. But it was awesome. It really was. My college career was, in a way, cut short, playing an Olympic team and then on to the pros. And I figured that would be a way. When you end, it is hard. And it's a way of doing something. Because first thing people say, oh, man, you just retired. What are you doing now? And you're like, washing my car. I don't know.
That's what everyone thinks when they hear retired. Is like just mulling around the house trying to figure out what to do. But
so it was cool.
Go back
I
to
had
school.
young kids growing up. I went back to school and finished off the degree, and then you go on with your life. So it was helpful.
Where you at with kids going right to the pros? We think that you should. If you have the opportunity to make millions of dollars, why would you stay in college? Aren't we all in college to try to get a good job that pays well?
So I was in Philadelphia when Kobe Bryant was coming up, and this kid, Kobe
17
Bryant,
years old.
Yeah, and they're like, this kid's an idiot. What is he doing? He's giving up a college scholarship. But I would preface this by saying there are very few of those Kobe Bryant. So when you're that kind of can't-miss guy, I think you should. The window to play on the pros is very narrow. You don't say, I'm going to finish this degree and then maybe take a year off to travel Europe, and then I'm going to come back at 29 and try to make the. It's not going to happen when that thing opens. And by the way, it doesn't just open because you're really good right now. They're looking at you and saying, "Hey, man, you're 18." and you're 165 pounds, and you need to put 20 pounds on and learn how to play a pro game. Like, there is actually true development that goes on. In baseball, you always saw it in the AAA and all that. In hockey, it's become that too. So you might leave college like I did and have a lot of growing to do, and I needed to go to the minors. And I mean, I was kind of disappointed. I'm like, what? I thought I was so good. And like, no, I mean, you have so much to learn. Get yourself down there, play a pro game. I went from playing 42 games or 45 games in the Western Hockey League at Wisconsin, awesome place to develop, to playing 88 games in the minors. It's a different mindset. You're getting off a bus playing 5 and 8 games in 4 different cities. You know, you start to develop how to apply your skill.
But the other side of that is you're playing in the college there, and you get an injury that messes up your whole chance.
That's another way of looking at it. Right?
Another risk.
You don't
blow out a knee or something. Next thing you know, you're not going to go to the NBA.
If Kobe Bryant didn't make it, well, he's got a couple $1 million in the bank, and now go back to school.
Right.
And so,
how bad is that?
Yeah, you have to be careful. Where I think it starts to become a discussion is on the cusp, where you're an okay player. You're not. There's no slam dunk you'll ever make it. You have a college scholarship, and you're a freshman. You go, screw it, I'm going to, put a square peg in a round hole. I'm going. And like, even the team might not want you, and you just end up languishing in the minors.
Now you're dumped out somewhere. You didn't make the money, and you kind of sacrificed.
But they talk about it like you can never go back to college. That's the silly part of that.
That is the silly part. You're exactly right.
You can always go back.
Yeah, I mean, at 38, you can still go back. You know?
Right. Did they know you when you went back, by the way? The other students, did they all like, oh my God? Or
I think I was that old. Like, who is this old guy?
That's the old guy.
That's got to suck, though, when you're going back and you're just a regular guy.
Right.
No, it was great. I mean, you either contribute or you don't in class. They treated you very, very well. So it was awesome. That's what you want.
What fraternity did you pledge in?
If I were you, I would have worn my fucking jersey and skates into class.
He was a Stanley Cup winning goalie that went back to school.
But he didn't do his homework. Honestly, it is funny because you're in such a different place. Like, I'm going home to change diapers, and these guys are like, hey, party now. I'm like, oh, man, I've got a whole different life ahead of me. So, So it was great. It was an awesome experience.
So you just walked around campus like that, right?
Actually, I volunteered. I helped out with the coaching staff with the team. They had a great team there. And in fact, I mean, my brother did note as soon as I left, they became a very good team. So I said, they're just slow to get my
you loosened it up for them.
And your number's retired, right?
It is, yeah. It's at the Garden.
The Rangers don't retire a lot of numbers.
They didn't for a while, and then they seemed like
they finally started catching up a little bit. But for most of the time, they did.
No, and I think at the time, again, when your job gets finished, all of a sudden it's like, I remember the GM Glenn Sather saying, we're going to retire your number, and at the time, like, it felt good, but I think you're thinking about, I just lost my career. Like, that's great, the number's retired, but I want to be playing. And you don't. It's not until years later you go, holy, the first time I came back to the Garden just to watch a game and your number's up there. It's amazing because that doesn't change, and you go on through life, and it's a great thing.
When your number was retired, there were only a few others. Like how many? 3 or 4, or something like that.
And Roger Bear. So
that was it. You were the third.
Yeah. Wow. Unreal.
That's a hell of an honor.
Yeah.
I guess they grabbed a couple from that 94 team.
A couple from the 94. And you know what? And it's no coincidence. These are, special players and special guys. It is. It
was a great team. I'll give it to you.
There you go. That didn't feel so bad, did it? Say it again.
But this team's not winning.
Oh, this team
is not winning.
I will say this. Not only is this team great right now, they're young, and they're going to be great for a couple of years. I don't see anybody in the East getting better than them next year. So it's something to look for.
What about your Flyers?
Flyers are a tough team. They are a tough team, and they look like they have very good goaltending now. Rangers handled them really well in that first round. I don't think a lot of people anticipated that. Rangers kind of upped their game a little bit more. Flyers probably have a few young guys that they have to develop, but they're better. They'll be better next year, but they're not going to catch the Rangers, in my opinion.
When the fans are like banging on the glass and stuff, is that annoying?
Not if they're banging for you. When they're banging against you.
And are you happy this glass so you can't really hear what they're saying about your mother or something?
I can read lips that ain't pretty.
Wow. Yeah.
Do they ever say things that are inappropriate?
There was a couple inappropriate things thrown my way.
Things that are not related to the game?
Apparently they thought they were.
Oh, no,
you know what's funny is in the minors you really hear it because, I mean, we were playing like Indianapolis, and, the place can hold 12, 15,000. There might be 3,000 people in the seats. So if someone wants to get on you, it's going to echo. There was a couple references to various parts of cows and my sister's swallowing ability at one point. And,
oh, wow. Especially since cows are female. That's even hotter.
I called my sister. I'm like, when's the last time you've been here? When were you in Indianapolis?
Like Richter. Yeah, all right, man. That's good. Can you tell the Rangers fans to leave Dennis Potvin alone? It's enough already.
Wow.
Enough already.
For years.
You know
what,
enough already. He's been retired for, what, 25 years now?
I think Dennis has some thick skin. You know, actually, it's a sign.
He has to.
It's a sign of respect, though, isn't it? Right? They usually don't get on the guy who's no good. And Dennis was an amazing player. And, yeah, I think it's really cool. The Ranger fans have that long memory, and they have a great history. So,
do the players feel it when you guys play the Islanders? The Rangers-Islanders games are just so much fun.
They are so much fun.
Fights in the stands,
and
the
I think
chants.
people who don't experience are like, all right, that's the hype on TV and radio, right?
Right.
It's not. Guys come and traded the team like, I heard about this and I didn't really get it. Oh, my God. Some mean-nothing game in the middle of February, one team might be out of the playoffs. And, the other one might...
at me, being an
no, but over the years, it could be either of us.
Right.
But that game means everything.
It's
bragging rights. And, obviously there's a huge kind of rivalry. New York has a rivalry with everybody. But, I mean, within, how many miles away are you? Same thing with Jersey,
that Long Island Railroad would be just alight with people yelling at each other.
You go to Long Island, there's plenty of Ranger fans there, and there's plenty of Islander fans there. So it is just like...
What do you mean plenty? Sometimes there's more Rangers fans at Nassau Coliseum.
No, the Ranger fans do kind of invade.
Frustrating,
that's a little frustrating. Well, I mean, if they go to the Barclays Center, that may change, right?
I don't know if it's going to have the same vibe.
I don't know if it will either.
Right?
It's a different feel, but it might be a new start too.
Well, we need to do something. That Coliseum
Nassau Coliseum is just a disaster.
It's an older place and it's a tough place to play. But I tell you, that's a pretty damn good young team they have.
Yeah. Hey, this guy needs to talk to you, Chris in Hoboken. We got Mike Richter in studio. Chris, go ahead.
Hey, Richter, two things. You were talking about the fans. Do you remember seeing the one side? I think it was someone played in Boston, Tyler Seguin, or however you say his name.
Yeah.
The two chicks had the sign up on the glass that said, "We sucked your dick in high school."
I don't think that got a lot of airtime on NBC. I didn't see it. Unless you're live, you probably missed that one. But no, it's wow. That might have been across the line a little.
How great is that?
Google that. It came up. The reason I called you is I just wanted to say I've been at a lot of sporting events. The greatest sporting event I was ever at in my entire life, and I was at the Matteau game. My dad and I sat at Game 7 against Vancouver, and it was the greatest father-son moment, so I just wanted to personally thank you, and I appreciate you guys giving me the chance to do it with Mike Richter.
That's very cool. Thanks, man. Well, honestly, it goes both ways. Mess is always kind of, I thought it was cool when he got the Stanley Cup, he went right over to the fans, and let them touch it and all, because I think that's when it kind of clicks in a lot of players' mind. Holy smokes, I'm representing the city here, So it goes both ways. The players, thank the fans. It's amazing.
There's another call. Paul from the Bronx. Paul.
Yeah, hey, guys.
Hey.
Mike, I just wanted to ask you, I know sometimes it seems like the fans are more enthusiastic about the game than the players, and when you have a rivalry like the Rangers and Islanders, they play differently, and when you're in the playoffs, they play differently. It seems like they should be playing every game that hard and that, serious.
Can I answer that question, Mike?
Yes, in the back row. Go ahead.
I think they have to pace themselves. It's a brutal sport.
They do have to pace themselves to a degree. I mean, honestly, though, it used to be in hockey, you'd say, oh, man, 16 teams make the playoffs. You're going to be a short in. Not now. Great teams don't make it. And the Islanders were not a bad team, and they didn't make it this year. So you have to fight down. And look, the Rangers were a couple points out, too, right? And they're in the final. So I think you have to kind of claw and scratch your way there. I just think you're right, though. 82 games, there's fatigue that sets in. There's guys that are injured that are still in the lineup, but you don't see that necessarily in the stats, but they're kind of working through an injury. But I think kind of everything stops when you do play those rivalries, and that's a good thing because you need the year is pretty damn intense, even the regular season, but it's punctuated by those special games, and those things are always
Imagine if some of these sports cut down their games. We were talking about baseball, 162 games in the year 2014. It doesn't make sense anymore.
You bring up a really good point, though. Look, if I'm the commissioner, I want there to be 200 games because you're selling a product, right?
Of course.
But at the same time, the Players Association with football were saying, these guys they're having a hard time walking by the end of the year. Let's cut down the number of games. The intensity would go way up.
Cut it down to 5 games, charge $1 million a ticket. Absolutely. People say, Jim, you're an asshole, but I don't think so.
That's for other reasons. You might be right.
But those shortened seasons, if you're coming back from a strike or whatever, every game it's completely a completely different feel.
Yeah, it is, and it's a little bit of a game of attrition. Like you look at even the Stanley Cup playoffs. I mean, coming into this, the Rangers had played 20 games and LA had played 21 in every one of those games. There's a lot of overtime. They were all intense. They're exhausted mentally, physically, and they just keep going and going and going. So, by the end of this, if this one goes 7 games, that could be 28 games. That's it's more than a third of a season. That's a lot of hockey to play. And Mess said that, a couple of years. They were in the finals maybe 4 to 5 years. It starts to take a toll. That's almost like another year or 2 season.
Right.
And it's the intense kind.
Season.
Do you develop a dislike for sports writers? I mean, I'm wondering because it's sometimes they're legit in their criticism, and other times,
honestly, and I think you look at the older guys, they know the sports writers have a job to do, and sometimes they're going to be saying you stunk today, and deep down, you did. They're not. I don't think there's too many times people say you stink when you just didn't, but it's never good to hear or read, and they have a job to do, and so it's not always going to be pretty, and their job is they're not paid to make you happy. And
are you happy there wasn't a Twitter and Facebook back?
It's actually it is different, man. It's an easy way to get into trouble, but also these guys also have a way of communicating with their fans in a pretty cool way. So you got to be careful, obviously. I think everybody jumps on that and just says, how can we? Again, we're selling a product. Whether you're a team, a league, or an individual player, you're pushing a product. And
but now everyone has a voice.
I know.
Instead of just the sports writers, now just some guy can say there and go, "You sucked last night," and you got to read that and be like, "Oh man!"
And it's hard not to take that because you read 10 columns or 10 blurbs about yourself, and 2 guys saying you're the worst players ever walked the face of the earth. I don't know if 10% of the people out there think it, but 10% of the people just read did. So you have a little bit of an skewed perspective.
Yeah.
I know Terry Bradshaw and older players like that. They used to say they never would read the press.
Right.
They're either giving you too much credit or too little. If you're a good player, you know what you should be doing, and you should have a higher standard.
Now you can't really stay away from it though.
No, it's everywhere.
It's right in your face.
How can you not read it though? Or it's like they probably just didn't want to give the sports writers the satisfaction of knowing that they were reading it.
And what is your name? I've never. No, you know what? You have a relationship with the guys, and they have a job to do, and you understand that. And for the most part, honestly, there's a lot of respect going both ways. For the most part.
We're being told you got to catch a train.
Oh man, I have to catch a train. I'm gonna go to the Y right now and just wait because it's such a good event. No, it's gonna be a great thing, and we actually have a good friend that's part of the Ranger organization that we're doing a signing up in Westchester on Saturday. Matty Locken, a good friend of ours, has cancer, and we're doing a little bit of a fundraiser for him. But the Y on Friday night is going to be a blast. So
the Core 4.
Yeah, Core 4 and just call Steiner Sports. Do we have a number here? We should have a number. Steiner Sports.
I don't have a number. SteinerSports.com for tickets.
Go on there. It's going to be a cool thing.
And it's a celebration of the Rangers' 94 Stanley Cup championship. Oh, he's involved with the whole 92nd Street Y thing.
Yeah, he's awesome. He does so much charity work. It's great.
Yeah. Hey, I got to ask you one more thing, though.
Sure.
When the other team pulls their goalie, how much are you was thinking, I'd like to score?
It's you get the puck in your stick and you say, not only do I want to score, but I really wish I had a better wrist shot, because right now all I'm doing is setting them up if I try for this thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why so few have done it. It's not as easy as it looks,
have
especially with a goalie with all that stuff. I've gone for it, but no, I've never.
But you are thinking like, I could do that.
When you have a 2-goal lead,
right?
You can give one up. There's 60 seconds left to go in a game. It's like green light.
But without the 2-goal lead, you're going to the side.
When it's a 1-goal lead, it's like stick in there.
Yeah.
Staying in the net, hero.
Get it over there. Yeah. Oh, that's great.
What about those open net goals, though?
For
your stats.
For my stats, any which way I can pad them.
You're like, fuck. All right.
Guys, thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it.
I didn't want to like you.
I know that.
But I like Mike Richter, I got to say.
I brought you a coffee. I want to endear myself to you, but I end up doing it. So.
Thanks, Mike. Come back and see us.
Yeah, thanks a ton for having me, guys.
All right.
Great.
People are not appreciating
what happened.
The sporting way. I asked him how old he was when he started pucking.
Started pucking.
That's the way you talk to a hockey player.
That was so douchey. I'm glad he didn't acknowledge it and just fucking plowed through and gave you an answer like you asked a mature adult question. He was good.
He was great.
Definitely.
I didn't want to like him. He's a good guy, man.
It was fun.
Pretty cool. Mike Richter, wow.
Oh, that's, there's the sign. Tyler.
That's a fake sign.
Is it?
I believe so.
Yeah, I heard it's a Photoshop. Everyone said
I've heard, I don't know.
Tyler, number 19.
I think they might have proven it was fake or something. I wasn't sure.
He's laughing, and the girls are waving and smiling, but I don't know. Urban legend.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, I was just wondering if Howard Stern has given up when he stopped doing radio shows. What happens to you when you give up?
What? We're not sure what you mean, sir. Please clarify.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
What do you mean?
You're not working Fridays anymore, are you?
And why does that bother you? What does that have to do with your life and what you're doing?
Because
huh?
Your phone is really crapping out. I'm not doing a bit. Your phone is honestly crapping out.
Yeah, why would that bother you?
Father, I'm gonna open your mouth funny.
I can't hear him.
Your phone, hold on.
Now you can say it again.
Your phone's back. Go ahead.
You're gonna be funny for me.
Hello?
Yes.
So what are you saying when we take off on Fridays?
Right. Why does that bother you? And what?
It bothers me because I'm the listener, and you're gonna open that mouth. It's gonna be funny for me.
I understand what you're saying. Like, he wants us to be entertaining for him, and
we're supposed to be funny for him. Well,
yeah,
hopefully we're funny for you 4 days a week. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's cool. But I'd like it to
do you know what? I think there's a lot of discussion about the Fridays thing. The fact is that we saved up all our vacation time so we could do, Fridays off in the summer. And then we'll see what happens after that.
Oh, okay. That makes sense then. I thought you just...
No, but that is the truth. I mean, haters are going to hate, and we gave them a nice one to really go for. But the fact is, anyone that listens to the show on a regular basis knows we barely took any time off.
Yeah.
We took we took a little time around Christmas, and here and there we missed a day, sure. But it turns out that we didn't even come close to using up all our vacation time.
As far as our 2-week-long vacations with cruises and things like that, it just didn't pan out this year.
So right now...
Enjoy your vacations, then. I'm sorry.
I love it.
All right. Wow, it's that easy to turn some of these guys around?
That's all it takes.
Okay.
It's a little explanation.
In the end, we're not taking any extra days as far as, to the end of the contract, then we'll see what happens after that.
I found out Wednesday afternoon. Kenny told me on a Wednesday afternoon.
Really?
None of you guys told me. Kenny just goes, we're all Fridays from now on. I'm like, oh, thank you.
Goody. I don't know. Goody. I thought everyone knew.
Nobody tells me.
I actually used it as an excuse to have a few beers last night.
I saw that.
Because I'm like, well, it's Monday, right?
Right.
But we're off Friday, so it's like a Tuesday.
Right.
But then the show is done for the Monday. So you could really push it another day, so it was like Wednesday.
Nice.
So and who doesn't have a beer on the hump day?
What day is it now?
This is like Thursday now, right?
No, it still feels like a Tuesday.
I don't know.
But what day does it feel like? Are we kind of like a Wednesday?
Feels like
right
a Wednesday,
now?
Lil. Feels like a Wednesday.
Almost a Thursday?
I'm feeling it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, but...
So that's that then.
Done.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, they wouldn't allow us to take extra days.
Jesus.
That's why I laughed at all that when all that shit hit the fan. I'm like, do these guys understand this company would never allow us to just take extra days?
Yeah.
We figured out a while ago, okay, if we suck it up and, save our days, then maybe we can enjoy, the summer a little bit.
Nice 3-day weekends.
There's no extra days involved here.
Nah.
You think this company's going to go, oh, you guys want Fridays off now? Fine, no problem.
And we'll redo the studio.
Right. Just more uninformed people that think they know what the fuck's going on.
I know.
No, they would not just give us extra days off.
I talked to somebody that works there and knows. Yeah, did you?
How's Tracy Morgan doing? It looks like he's going to make a recovery, which is fucking great
Pretty
news.
Beat up, I guess, yeah. But they said leg, ribs, nose.
Yeah, ribs and a femur.
There was a weird rumor that they're not going to take his leg after all or something. I heard something about an amputation.
That's the rumor that was going around, that they were going to take his leg, and that's bullshit.
Yeah, was that bullshit, that one?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
And then,
yeah.
Well, first of all, Artie Fuqua, how's he doing?
No news on him.
Jimmy, you know anything on Artie?
Amazing.
Do not know. Because all the news has been about Tracy.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know anybody. I've met his family, but I don't know them well. And I don't know anybody that's actually gone to the hospital, because I don't think you'd be able, because Tracy is a celebrity, I think that they would probably have it on kind of like lockdown. Because I would love to go see Artie. I've texted him and I have not heard back. Which, again, that's not untypical for Artie.
Right.
Literally, I was carrying on a conversation with him probably a week ago on text. 3 days later, he got back to me and wrote, like, ha, 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 like it's something I had said. He's just he's just busy.
Yeah.
It just seems like a lot of people have been to the hospital at this point. So it's kind of strange that no info has come out about Artie.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he is okay. I'm very concerned about him.
We love him. Artie's, man, he's funny, and he's just a great, great guy. TMZ. I have a little problem with TMZ.
Yeah.
They had a video up, I don't know if it's still there, of one of the guys being taken out of the limo bus.
Yep.
And the problem I have is really simple. They have a problem with language and this and that, and they put their asterisks and stuff, but they have no problem showing this. Isn't this isn't this way worse?
Very gruesome.
Than not spelling out the N-word or...
Yeah, voyeuristic, gruesomeness, like...
this is way worse than language.
It's pandering. Yeah, absolutely worse than language.
That shit drives me nuts. It's like, whoa,
Yeah.
We can't spell out, the N-word, but we have no problem showing this. This is horrific.
Yeah.
Video shot just after crash. Panic in the streets.
Oh, wow.
The crash scene. It's just there's no rhyme or reason to it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
We don't have to play the video. They know where it is if they want to suit themselves, but fuck it.
Yeah, it was really gruesome and just unnecessary. I don't know.
I'm not even saying it's unnecessary, but if you're going to show this, is what I'm saying. Yeah. That in my stupid world, that's way more offensive than than
putting the word faggot up there or something.
Yeah,
and having to put asterisks in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then you should just do it all.
Yeah.
They're basically saying language. This is bad if someone sees the actual word printed out on our website.
That's shocking. That's offensive. But this is upsetting to people. Meanwhile, you're watching somebody get carried out of a vehicle.
Right.
It's really gruesome. Wow, what a disaster.
I can't see it.
Man, when machines fucking hit each other.
That was a guy just driving by. He filmed it.
There's another one, though, where you actually see them carrying out Tracy or something.
They say it's Tracy.
Yeah, can't really tell.
I can't tell.
I don't know. It's just very voyeuristic and...
Yeah, just kind of gross. I mean...
Yeah. I don't think it's... I don't know. It's not news. It's...
This guy works at the hospital where Tracy's at. Go ahead, Anthony.
Oh, hey, what's up, boys?
Hey, man.
Hey, yeah, it was funny because they sent out an email. They actually fired a nurse. It's kind of sickening. I guess she posted it to Facebook. So they sent out some privacy reminder email. I've been there 3 years, and Robert Johnson cares about patients' privacy. Just remember that it's illegal to post things on social media, network websites, blah, blah, blah. You're not allowed to talk to the press. It's grounds for legal action and blah, blah, blah. So I guess they fired one of the nurses over it already.
What had she done?
She had posted, I guess she took a picture of Tracy, and she posted to Facebook and said, I'm taking care of him or whatever.
Oh, boy.
Cunt.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad, don't you think, Anthony?
That's gross.
Yes, I do. All right with that gag.
It's bad unless I was, at the hospital. And
right, you had your camera and you take a picture.
It's completely outrageous that someone would do that. I don't know. I could see where she was let go for that. I think that's a chance you're taking in this new world, no?
Yeah. I don't know.
All right.
You can't photograph a patient and put them on.
I know. People would say,
there are privacy issues in the hospital, your medical stuff.
Right.
People are ridiculous with their goddamn cameras.
We got apologies today?
I hope so.
Are we a day in with no apologies?
I don't think anyone, not to my knowledge. Woods and Niles, Woods and Niles, sir? Not to my knowledge.
Oh, the other thing on Tracy, the driver didn't sleep for 24 hours before the crash.
Yeah.
What was that about?
Isn't that great?
Just working too hard?
Tons of machinery hurtling down the highway with no one at the controls, literally, because he's asleep. Holy shit, that's frightening.
And he was avoiding another accident, I guess.
Oh, he was? Was he?
That was, supposedly.
And then what did it say on his Facebook? Was it his Facebook that said move out of the way or get hit?
Yeah, his profile.
His Twitter account.
Twitter account. Profile. But he changed that. Man, obviously we all hope everybody gets better, but what a lawsuit. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Walmart?
Walmart's had a rough couple of days. I mean, this and then that shooting in the fucking parking lot.
Yeah.
It's such a big store. I mean, there's a lot of people that go there. Things are bound to happen, but that's a rough couple of days for that company.
Damn. Yeah.
This
motherfuckers.
This VA thing is driving me nuts. More than 57,000 veterans waiting for health care more than 3 months.
Who's
more than 57,000 veterans have been waiting for up to 3 months for medical appointments, the VA department said in a wide-ranging audit released Monday. An additional 64,000 who enrolled for VA health care over the past decade have never been seen by a doctor, according to the audit.
Well, thank God the illegal Mexicans that are streaming over the border are getting the health care they need.
Yeah, and Bradley Manning, thank God, was a sex change or given the hormone, whatever it is. Good thing.
Yeah. Sex change for a traitorous fucking tranny. I've had it.
Why are they waiting so long? Does anyone know a little more about this shit?
This fake patriotism we have.
Right, it's fake patriotism.
Where we say, hey, let's love the troops, let's be good to the troops, because it sounds good and you can never speak against the troops. But when it comes time to, like, whether it's giving the money to the fucking first responders at the towers or doing this, they're just scumbags.
It's in this day and age, there's nothing real about anything. No. There's no substance to anything. As long as you could blurt out, USA, yeah, good, support the troops. It doesn't matter if you really do. You said it, and that's all that it takes. It's like the apologies. They don't mean anything either. There's no substance to them. There's no substance to anyone saying anything. So when they say, respect the troops, love the troops, support the troops, and then they're dying before they can even get medical attention at the VA hospitals, it's a fucking travesty.
Yeah, how about you don't talk about the troops? You just take care of them when they come back. I'm sure they'd be much happier than to hear your fucking nonsense.
With your yellow ribbons and your flags and all that.
Parades.
Just really take care of them. Actually take care of them.
Yeah, give them, like, when they want to go to the doctor, how about you let them go to the doctor within a week and not wait 3 fucking months?
And not wait 3 months with a diagnosed aneurysm so he can die before he gets any treatment. It's ridiculous. It's more of the phony bullshit that is just ruining this
country. Our whole culture. It's all what you say, not what you... It sounds like an old man thing to say, but
it is. It's what's being said instead of what's being done.
Gotta take care of our veterans. Jesus.
Yeah, but...
It seems like a no-brainer.
Well, we tribute them verbally, and then things like that on the news. Chris Daughtry's a terrible person because he walked off.
Right.
How could he walk off? How about you... Why don't you bring the people who are holding up the health care on the Fox Morning Show and go, hey, scumbag, why are these people not getting what they're supposed to get?
Lambast them.
Chris has more on this in New York. Chris.
Yes, Opie, what's going on?
Hey.
I got a stat for you. I heard it on Sean Hannity yesterday about the VA hospitals. There's 1.1 doctor for every 35 vets right now, but in Guantanamo, there's 1.1 doctor for each terrorist we got in Guantanamo Bay. Can you imagine that?
Right. How many terrorists we got over there?
Quite a bit.
But how many?
Quite a bit.
Because I mean,
5,000.
I don't believe that stat. That sounds completely insane. Because how many prisoners? That's what I'm saying. If there's over 100, you're trying to tell me there's close to 100 doctors there? There's no way.
Well, that's what they were saying. I'm just telling you what I heard.
Yeah, I understand. We're trying to figure out.
Just regurgitating what you heard on faux news.
Yeah.
I think it's horrible what's going on with the vets, but that stat seems completely insane.
Well, even if it's half true, can you just imagine that they're more worried about these fucking terrorists than they are our own guys? I mean,
the terrorists, and again, the illegals that are piling over the border right now. There's all kinds of aid that the Democrats and Obama, of course, want to give to all these children, these refugee children that are crossing the border on a daily basis. And then they're taking these illegals, dumping them in the southern border states like Arizona, and just dumping them at bus stations. Wherever you want to go.
There's the truck stops they're putting them at.
At truck stops, at bus stops. They're not arresting them. They're not deporting anyone anymore. It's the deporting rate. Deporting rate it plummeted under Obama.
It's embarrassing because. And even Bush didn't fuck with the illegals. He didn't because they have such a strong voting base. The Latin voting base is very strong. Nobody really wants to turn them against them.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if my 5-year-old was moping around Central Park by himself? I'd have ECS at the house locking me up tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. But that's okay. And then we got a Marine in Mexico who's in jail down there, and what does he get?
Oh, I know.
How come they don't return him? We take care of all these Mexicans that come over the border with medical attention, schooling, food, shelter, and
they make a mean taco, so we got to take care of them. What can we do?
Oh, no, that's a little racist.
I don't know about that Marine though. I still don't know. I've heard the story about how he legitimately made a wrong turn. And he called 911 from right over there and goes, I made a wrong turn.
You know what? I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt based on the evidence. No one's really denying the fact that he did say that he had guns in the trunk.
Right.
They were legally owned by him, and he inadvertently ventured into Mexico.
Don't you have to go through a customs, though, to do that?
I don't think everywhere. Not everywhere.
Then there's border crossings where you can just drive in?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, there's certain places that you're not supposed to cross that you can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like a bridge or...
Right.
Regardless, there's definitely some unanswered questions, but, what the fuck? Give the guy back. At least try to get him back. What the hell's stupid Kerry doing?
He really is a boob, John
He's
Kerry.
another one. Between Hillary and Kerry... What big accomplishments have our Secretary of States done? There's nothing.
Do they ever do? I mean, I'm not saying there's no answer for. I just don't know what they normally do.
Useless job.
What do they normally do? What do the Albright do?
When you have a president with a very strong foreign policy and very strong in foreign affairs, you have a Secretary of State that does things. You look at someone like Kissinger back in the Nixon days, and who was Madeleine Albright. They did stuff.
What did she do? I don't even mean.
That was a lot with the Soviet Union, and it was a lot of talk with the NATO and the Warsaw Pact countries about missile placements. And I understand it was a different time, but you got to adjust and do something.
Right.
These motherfuckers are doing nothing, and that's why that's why Putin's blitzkrieging his way across the Baltics,
which is fine with me.
And any of the foreign,
I don't care what he does.
Former Soviet states.
Not my business.
I don't care either.
Yeah.
I don't care. But people are questioning why he's so brash and doing it. It's not the barn door's been open, and he's running amok because of the weak United States and weak president.
You got people pissed off, man.
Of course.
Chris in California, go ahead. Chris. Phones are shot. Saying the illegals don't get all those benefits.
Yeah, they do. Yes, they do. They get emergency room care. Believe me, if there's a mother and a child that crossed the border and the child got injured and she took him to the hospital, he's getting medical attention.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and meanwhile, the veterans got to wait.
That's just human decency.
Hey, I don't mind a kid
That's
getting
just human decency,
Look,
sir.
I don't mind a kid getting medical attention after
the children are the future.
After what we do here is taken care of with veterans and other people that are living here legally.
Well, there's no human decency on that side of the issue.
No.
Obviously.
We're being invaded. No one realizes it's an invasion. Fuck.
We're on the other side of today's show. We're getting closer to the end here, and you still haven't done the big I told you so that's in the paper today.
I told you so.
Do you know which one I'm talking about?
No.
I think I do.
Not at all.
Jimmy?
Anthony, everyone was saying that I would not return to San Francisco, but Anthony said I would, and that my Cubs tickets would go on sale today for August 7th through 9th. Nobody believes him.
I know. I kept saying it and saying it.
Is it the Donald Sterling thing?
No.
Who is now not selling the team?
Which is a great story, too. I'll tell you why it's a great story, because I don't know how the deal was going down. It seems like the wife was more involved than him, but he was sort of agreeing. This is kind of what I've picked up. But I think Sterling got really pissed off because he finally realized that even if he sells the team, the NBA is not going to lift the lifetime ban, and that pissed him the fuck off. And I think he wants his fucking money back from the fine, out of principle. So when he realized that shit wasn't going down, he's like, you know what, fuck you. And then he told his lawyers, let's go forward with this lawsuit against the NBA for, I think, $1 billion.
And he got the...
and in a way, I kind of like this.
I love it, because he got the problem was that bitch illegally, according to him, recorded him illegally. If he didn't know that was an illegal place, you can't use that in court.
Right. It has to be said because people they only listen to it half in a year. I think Donald Sterling is a shitty guy. I have a pretty good feeling he's a shitty guy. But he got railroaded in his house.
Yeah. I think I don't care
with private conversations.
Yes, exactly.
And that is very bothersome here.
Yep.
And now he's basically moving forward. I think if the NBA said, all right, if you sell the team, we'll lift the lifetime ban, maybe that makes it a little easier. He saves a little face. But when he found out they're not doing that, he's like, all right, well, fuck you then. Let's do this.
And the way they treat the players, like how many of these guys, not all of them, of course, but a lot of them have criminal records and have committed violent acts. It's just such fucking nonsense over shit he said to his girlfriend. Ugh.
Right. And everyone knew he was a shitty guy that did shitty things, but the commissioner and the NBA in general kind of looked the other way until it got, into the mainstream here. But everyone in the know and in basketball knew that this guy might not be, the greatest. So I kind of like that he's suing. I think that was it, right?
Oh, but I told you so.
And started to prosecute the lawsuit on page statement. Okay, his statement on Monday was, the team is not for sale. From the onset, I did not want to sell the L.A. Clippers, so I've decided I must fight to protect my rights, Donald Sterling said. While my position may not be popular, I believe that my rights to privacy and the preservation of my rights to due process should not be trampled. I love the team and have dedicated 33 years of my life to the organization. I intend to fight to keep the team, which means this team's going to be a complete disaster. They're not going to get players coming to this team.
Then that's the free market deciding,
of course.
And then the player, I don't blame players that wouldn't want to play for him.
Right.
I really don't. Like, fuck this guy. I don't. I can go to this team or his team. Fuck him.
Right.
But I bet your players do go if he offers them enough money.
He'll be the guys that kind of don't have as many choices as others. I would assume. There was never a discussion involving the NBA in which we would modify Mr. Sterling's penalty in any way whatsoever. Any suggestion otherwise is complete fabrication, NBA spokesman Mike Bass said. So that means, they wanted to keep the lifetime ban and all that.
Yeah, well, there you go.
So
now you got to find him in court.
Oh, boy. That's going to be very, very interesting. Do you got your told you so yet?
I don't. I'm trying to figure it out. No,
I know what it is.
Well, the numbers in New York City are not good, and you said this would happen with de Blasio.
Oh, yes, right, okay.
Shootings spike in New York City over the last year. Not only the last year, the last couple of months, which is de Blasio's time. The number of shooting victims has skyrocketed across the city this year, up 43% in just the last month.
Yeah.
Oh, because the stop and frisk doesn't happen
Exactly.
anymore.
While fewer guns are coming off the streets, NYPD statistics reveal. Police Commissioner Bill Bratton has repeatedly shifted the focus from shootings to a steep decline in homicides and claims he is not worried about the gun violence. But sources told the Post it will only get worse in the hotter summer months and that the alarming trend is the result of a more reactive police force handicapped by the inability to use tactics like stop and frisk.
Yeah, so all the people are like, just use good police force. Okay. What does that mean? Mopping up the bodies?
That's pretty much it.
No one in the neighborhoods will talk. Nobody's going to say a crime's about to be committed. And you can't stop and frisk. So I guess, basically, these neighborhoods, you just got to take it.
The numbers don't lie, man.
Just take it. You asked for it.
This is what you wanted.
You wanted it, and now you got it.
In the last month alone, so I guess that would be May, 129 people were shot, according to the latest CompStat figures, or 43.3% more than from the same period last year. Since January, there has been an overall 13.2% increase in shooting victims, with 10.2% fewer guns have been recovered compared to 2013.
Yeah.
Fucking asshole de Blasio is.
You just listen to all the stats and everything. And people go, well, Anthony, stop and frisk is against the Constitution stuff. It wasn't just a random, wheel someone over and frisk them. There had to be some type of suspicion, you know. And I'm sure, yeah, believe me, I'm not a dummy. I know the cops will look and go, well, I saw something. Yeah. But, again, you know, it's in the bad neighborhoods. You're the people that are affected, people in the bad neighborhoods. And they don't want to talk to the police. They don't want to fucking, you know. So, you know, you made your bed. Lie in it.
It's like, what do you want?
Yeah.
What, like, I was Jesse Ventura said that one time. I like, what are you supposed to do to stop it? Good police work. Fair enough. What is good police work?
Yeah.
Like, I know you can't just stop people because of how they look. That is a really shitty way to be. But if you're in a certain neighborhood and the cops kind of know who's... If you're looking for fucking mobsters, you don't stop, you know, little old Jewish women.
Right. Right. Well, the fact of the matter is, over 80% of the gun crime is committed by minorities in New York City. Well over 80%. I think it was closer to 93. And that's who you want to look for as far as weapons go. That's who you're looking for. So when they say, why are the minorities the ones that are getting stopped and frisked on suspicion of having a weapon? Well, because that's who has the weapons.
Yeah, but if you said that, if you came out and said that, even Bloomberg would have had you fired, and he was the one pushing stop and frisk. You can't, what was it, Christine Todd Whitman's, the guy who ran, the state head trooper?
Yeah.
Said that, well, there's like, why are more black people getting arrested? He goes, because they're committing more crimes.
Yeah.
And he was fired.
He was fired. Well, Bloomberg said at one point, we're not even stopping and frisking. We should be stopping and frisking more black people, he said.
Oh, that's right, he did.
Because as far as the percentage of the crime went to the percentage of people that were being stopped and frisked, it still didn't balance out. But you can't say that, apparently, I guess. You can't do that. You can't do
Nope.
So now, you know, deal with it. And if it stays up in the shitty neighborhoods, I could give a flying fuck. Go ahead. Kill yourselves. It's when it starts oozing down into the good parts of town and the crime and shootings start encroaching on civilized humans that are trying to live a life and fucking conduct business. That's when things will happen again.
I feel bad for people, most people in those neighborhoods, though, because they're the ones... A lot of people in those neighborhoods were for it because they don't want to have to deal with it. They don't want to. They're the ones getting shot at. They're the ones whose family members are getting robbed.
Then fucking do something. Group up. Do something more than prayers and anti-gun fucking things. It's the degenerates in the neighborhood that are fucking you. Not white man, not fucking guns, it's the degenerate fucking animals that are killing your kids, your grandmas, everyone else that gets hit because of poor aim. And that's the deal. If you want it fixed, let the police do their work or fucking do something yourselves. Unite. Unite for good, not to defend fucking, some drug dealer that got shot by a cop. Fucking A. Unite for good. Sweep your fucking porch. Sweep your patios. Clean the streets. Fucking speak English in your home so your kid can fill out a job application when he gets older.
Right.
For the love of Christ on a pony.
Hello?
Oh, my God.
Hey, guys, on a serious note. Wait, hold on.
Serious note, what was I doing? What was I? Hey, everybody. Woo-hoo. The neighborhoods are pretty bad, don't you know? Woo-hoo. We gotta stop the violence. Don't you know? Kids are getting killed.
And she just babbles over a bit.
An idiot.
Well, no.
Shut your yap.
You can't yell at her for being bad at radio. She didn't fucking pick the phone up. You can't.
This is not bad at radio, trust me.
She's not good at radio.
She's great at radio, just in a different way.
She's an idiot.
Yes, Lady Di.
Listen.
Yes.
Hey.
Whoa.
Listen.
Yes.
Listen to me. Please.
Yes.
All right.
On a
yes,
serious
right,
note,
okay,
I heard you babbling over the bit saying something about Marion.
No, I said Marion and I feel bad about what happened.
Why can't it just be you feel bad about what? Why does it always have to be you guys?
She's the speaker.
Have to get together on something before
Marion can't call you guys all the time.
But you can.
But you can. So how about you just speak for yourself?
All right. Well,
whatever. But you know, I just wanted to say that. All right, that I feel bad about what happened with Tracy Morgan.
Yeah.
Oh, do
I
you?
remember him from years ago.
Yeah.
All right, and I just feel bad, and I hope he recovers. And
Wow, you've really added a lot to the topic. I think everyone feels the same as you.
I wanted to say the same.
But why do you need to call us to tell us that? I would assume you would feel bad, like anyone else that has ever come in contact or had any type of relationship with Tracy Morgan.
And one more time, Marion feels bad too.
You know, and hearing this call actually makes me envy Tracy right now.
Jimmy, please. No, it's not funny.
It's not funny. It's not funny.
What? You don't know funny. What do you know about funny?
What do I know about funny? I listen to you guys, don't I?
You don't.
You don't
But you don't
understand
really
the show,
listen
really.
to us.
You don't really get it.
You don't really. You don't get it because it was in the middle of a bit based on your stupidity that was really could have went somewhere, and the whole time, Marion,
yeah,
yelling over him.
You're just like a cat looking at a pinwheel. You just see the pretty colors, but you don't know the physics behind how it works.
Right.
Okay.
You have no idea why you listen to our show, do you?
No, none.
I was just trying to get a point across. That's all.
There was no point to
point on your head.
There was no point there. We could take phone calls all day long from people that are like hoping Tracy gets better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true too. and I hope he does.
Cool. Thank you for the call. Your concern has been duly noted.
And whoever else survived this terrible crap.
We understand. Just say all involved. Your call has been duly noted.
I want.
That's a wrap up. Your concern has been duly noted. Thank you for the call and thank you for your concerns.
Oh, Jimmy, come on.
Oh, Jimmy.
Jimmy really doesn't like you.
I do like Di very much. I actually
not
love
as far as her on the radio show.
No, I love her on the radio show. I would say not every day, but I do enjoy her on the radio show. I was very depressed when Lady Di wasn't around for years. I wanted her badly back on the show.
Boy,
what a mistake that was.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
In hindsight.
I like ice cream, but I don't like ice cream every single meal. I enjoy ice cream once in a while.
What about Marion?
How about this? Why don't you put a pin in that thought? Thank you for calling in. It's been really cool talking to you, but we got some stuff we got to get to. But I appreciate your concern for Tracy. He's a great guy, and so is Harris Stanton. And I didn't really know his assistant. I don't know his assistant, and Artie.
McNair. Oh,
yeah,
and James McNair, of course.
James McNair. I didn't know Jimmy. Keith Robinson knew him.
Yeah.
But yes, I appreciate you going yes over everything. Thank you, Di. But we appreciate the call.
Hey, Di.
Be well.
Yes, Sam.
Hey, Di. Just saying hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
We only take the Lady Di calls when we're running out of material. If you
No, we aren't. We have plenty of stuff. Sterling. I got more stuff about Sterling.
You do?
Yes. Hang up on her. We'll get right to it. I got more stuff on Sterling.
All right.
Don't hang up on me.
No, you hang up on you, and then we'll
hang
talk
up
about
on
Sterling.
you. We'll hang up on you anytime we goddamn well please.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute. Kevin in Houston. Kevin, go ahead.
Hey, good morning, guys.
We might have a surprise guest today. That's true. Do you know about the surprise guest?
I do not.
For real?
No, but I know about
the... Do you know? You might know.
I heard.
You
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
For real?
Yes.
Don't know.
I don't know.
I do know about the one...
Things they tell me, they might want to tell you as well.
Yeah,
They're not hanging up on me.
All right.
Kevin in Houston.
Hey,
We're not
guys,
going to get a surprise guest.
I just want to...
I don't think
That's
so.
our surprise guest, possibly.
Oh, okay.
Within a half hour.
I doubt it.
I don't know why we can't announce it, but
yeah,
I guess we could. I guess we can, but why? No. All right. Kevin, go ahead real fast, and then we're going to move on.
Can Diana please just kill herself and do us all a fucking favor?
Ma'am.
Morning that this...
It's not every morning. It's only when we might be running out of material.
No. Hold on. I'm here. It's every morning.
It's not every morning.
It's every morning. It's not Friday mornings anymore.
All right.
Let's see.
Stop saying stuff like that.
Clintons
Whoever you
were
are.
dead broke after leaving the White House?
Yep.
Fucking Christ.
I think that's bullshit.
Yeah,
There's no way a president is dead broke leaving the White House.
Yeah.
They said there were a lot of legal bills. I bet he was in debt. I bet there was a lot of debt. But I bet they had money and, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean you don't think they're getting envelopes?
Yeah.
You don't think they're getting set up a little bit?
And then there's earnings potential.
Yeah.
You're an ex-president getting out of the White House. Oh, I'm dead broke. You make $1 million for one speaking engagement. You know, you're pretty much set right off the bat.
Right off the bat.
So you're not broke.
So he could. When was his first speech after the White House?
It's probably like the day after he left.
He placed fucking luggage in the car.
So that's just a bullshit story.
Yeah.
Maybe technically he was broke, but...
He own property anywhere or a house? Or?
He was set up nice. What?
You have the clip.
What?
The audio.
I don't feel like playing the clip. I'd rather talk to Lady Di.
I wouldn't.
What, the clip or Lady Di?
Lady Di. I would not.
All right, Lady Di.
Yes.
Look, I wanted to continue talking to you, but I lost this one. But I will return.
Oh.
I'm not hanging up.
Well, we will.
Well, it doesn't work that way.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
Is this happening?
You're fucking rummy.
Oh, you don't know? We might have Willie Nelson today. It's stupid to tease it.
Willie Nelson.
What's the problem with telling people that Willie Nelson might stop by?
What is the problem with? Yeah, why is it always a secret?
Why would that be a problem?
why would
that be a problem, Sam? Sam,
because he's probably
explain.
Because he's probably not coming.
That's why I said probably.
So why can't we say, oh, we were supposed to get Willie Nelson?
Yeah. Because otherwise we would just move on with our show and nobody would realize that our guest wasn't.
Yeah, but you use that to make people listen a little longer. Michael Jordan might be stopping by today, too, by the way.
The actor, Michael B. Jordan.
I didn't want to, spoil it for the people, but if we're talking about people that might stop by today, Jordan's on that list today as well. He's doing some stuff here in New York, so. Yeah.
Sneaker stuff?
Huh?
Sneaker stuff?
No.
Pants.
Oh.
Sneaker stuff.
Hats?
Andrew, Long Island.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Andrew. We got a Clinton clip we will be playing in a second here. What do you got?
All right. Listen, remember that caller who was calling up yesterday saying about, oh, you guys, the show sucks and all that?
I forgot about him as soon as I left here. But anyway, go ahead.
Yes.
I wanted to call up yesterday and, do that bid.
Hillary received $8 million for a book advance while still in the White House.
Yeah. Where'd that go?
So that was guaranteed money she was going to get, but I guess she didn't get any of it until she left the White House officially, and then maybe she got her first payment.
Well, maybe they're not allowed to take money in the White House. Maybe there's the family can't.
That's a bullshit
make earning.
story.
Maybe they're not allowed to.
So you can say you're broke technically, but you're not.
Right.
She's not sleeping in the car.
They were $12 million in debt when leaving office.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they probably made that up lickety split.
Chelsea's education, yeah.
Andrew, thanks for your call, by the way. All right, so.
I think anything got resolved right there.
I thought you had a great call there.
They had to pay off debts and houses and take care of family members.
Right.
And they had a helping hand. Wealthy Clinton pal Terry McAuliffe, along the $1.3 million for the purchase of a home. And they went on to earn an astonishing $109 million between 2000 and 2007.
Yeah, there you go.
That's called bouncing back.
That is quite the bounce back.
They were never broke.
$34 million. How they only pay? Wait a minute. They paid $34 million in taxes over that time. How do you only pay $34 million in taxes on $109 million in income?
Right.
Deductions.
Right, but why? If you're kind of.
Yeah, well, they're apparently using every legal loophole that they can use to save some of their money. Mm-hmm. They doing their fair share.
Yeah, I mean, 30. That's like, what is that? 30%?
I love that. Great.
It's bullshit.
Good for you.
Oh, you know what, dude? Legal debts too. Don't for the Paula Jones thing. There was all this stuff. He had like $5 million in legal debts.
Yeah.
During a series of actions of Whitewater. Oh yeah, Paula Jones and the impeachment trial.
But the point is this: when they were sitting in the White House still, and they knew they had some of this debt, they also knew they were set.
Totally set.
That as soon as they got out, they would be able to,
we got
their
it.
money. We got this.
We're on the motherfucker.
I don't think they were ever nervous, like real people are when they are in actual debt with their electricity being turned off. They were never in any fucking trouble.
Like if we don't get re-signed, we can't go out and make $1 million speaking engagements.
Yeah,
of course.
That's it. Tell them niggas to chill out. The wolf will arrive shortly. He was all set up. He's fine.
By the way, the Lady Di phone calls have helped people. This guy was off the wagon after 10 years of sobriety, then listening to Lady Di got him sober again.
Congrats.
He's serious, too. Dead serious about it. Here's Hillary Clinton talking about Benghazi.
This voice.
Is there anything you personally should have been doing to make it safer in Benghazi?
Well, what I did was give very direct instructions that the people who have the expertise and experience in security apply it. Well, that is personal, though, Diane. I mean, I'm not equipped to sit and look at blueprints to determine where the blast walls need to be or where the reinforcements need to be. That's why we hire people who have that expertise.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
That's good.
What is it she's bullshitting about?
That's the old buck. How long her and the upper echelon of Obama's administration, including Obama himself, knew that the security at the embassy was not up to snuff.
Okay.
And that Americans were sitting ducks, and that there were terrorist threats, and they were actual real live terrorists that, for the purpose of the anniversary of 9/11, attacked a United States embassy and killed United States citizens and soldiers. And it wasn't because of a Muslim insulting video.
Oh, that's right. That fucking...
Yeah.
The way that people blame that guy.
Yeah, it's all about blame.
Anything to take the thing off the fact that, they attacked us again.
That they got attacked because the election was coming up and they did not want... Obama was saying, we've defeated terrorism and the Taliban and Al-Qaeda and everybody, and we really don't have to worry about that anymore. And the fact of the matter was that they were able to kill Americans, blow up an embassy, burn it, on the anniversary of 9/11. And her job was not to go through blueprints of blast walls, but her job was to receive communications from people and make sure that they're protected. She's the Secretary of State. And the President of the United States should have known better. It was a very volatile area.
I'm starting to think you don't like the Obama administration.
I love it.
I got my suspicions. Hillary had this to say, too.
Oh.
It has been reported you've made $5 million making speeches. The president's made more than $100 million.
Well.
But you hear Diane say
I know. What the fuck?
Why are you surprised by that?
Yeah, why are you surprised? She almost sounds like she's chastising her for it. Good. Good for Hillary if she could go out and bilk people for $5 million for opening that horrid yap of hers and letting that drivel spill out over the podium. Fuck her.
She's a very natural and genuine speaker.
I said, well, what was that line?
Something no way's tired.
No way's tired. Do we have that fucking awful clip? I love listening to it. It's terrible.
You got it.
I'm in no way tired. Yuck. Trying to talk. She was addressing a bunch of black people.
Black church,
so she decided that she's going to sound black. Oh, here it is. Young Samuel has it.
Oh.
I hope.
Yes.
Well, over the weekend, Senator Clinton and her campaign.
I don't feel no ways tired. I come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far. Believe me.
Oh, Hillary Wigger.
But that's the Secretary of State. She wants to run for president. The woman who changes her inflection.
Exactly.
Depending on the audience she's speaking to.
Too far.
Y'all motherfuckers are crazy.
Where are my niggas at?
Thank you, Madam President. Foreign policy can kiss my motherfucking ass. Thank you, Madam President.
You fucking A. I'm disgusted.
She's 15-year-old Jimmy Norton.
Kango hat.
Yeah, exactly. Fat laces on her Secretary of State old lady shoes. Fat orthotic laces.
She continues.
Well, if you have no reason to remember, but we came out of the White House not only dead broke, but in debt. We had no money when we got there, and we struggled to, piece together the resources for mortgages for houses, for Chelsea's education. It was not easy.
Wasn't easy.
That's just a lie.
First of all, it's bullshit.
That is a complete lie.
She knows it was, they were set up.
It might not have been easy for the first weekend.
Yeah.
She's just lying.
Earning potential of millions of dollars isn't quite enough for the Clintons, so I guess she really understands what the middle class is all about.
Yeah, she was on food stamps.
Yeah.
That is just not true.
Yeah.
And, it was not easy. Bill has worked really hard, and it's been amazing to me. He's worked very hard. First of all, we
worked
had to
hard
pay
on that
off all our
intern.
debts.
Get it?
He did.
Get it? He jizzed all over her dress.
You bet he did. He windmilled a cigar into her pussy.
She won't talk about that, by the way.
No?
Nope.
Oh,
Hillary
why?
won't even address it. She's telling every interviewer that she talks to, I will not discuss the situation.
So they should still bring it up.
They do, and she goes, I will not talk about that.
You've seen
I've moved on.
You've seen clips of her actually saying that?
Yep. I heard it this morning on 10-10 Wins.
And technically, pardon me, it is her private life and it's her husband, but...
Oh, boy.
Wasn't there an impeachment over that?
It was huge, yeah. It was a big public debacle.
There was, there was an issue there. A bit of an issue.
First of all, we had to pay off all our debts, which was, you had to make double the money because of, obviously, taxes, and then pay off the debts and get us houses and take care of family members.
But do you think Americans are going to understand 5 times the median income in this country for one speech?
Well, let me put it this way.
All right.
I thought making speeches for money was a much better thing than getting connected with any one group or company, as so many people who leave public life do.
Whether you like her or don't, who gives a fuck that she's making that much money off a speech?
I have no problem with that. People want to see her talk.
People want to pay it.
Right. If they want to pay it, so be it.
People want to see her talk. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm not a fan of Hillary Clinton.
Oh, really?
I'm not a fan
That's
of
your boy.
Not a fan of most of these people.
So I understand she's coming to the building, but she'll only do shade.
We come too far.
How could a president go broke? Exactly. No one's buying it. Most people aren't buying that they were actually broke. And that it was tough. It wasn't tough. It was tough because you had to live like a normal, like not a normal person, but like a person outside the White House. So I guess the tough part was going, holy fuck, we got to get an actual mortgage now after 8 years or even longer, right? They probably had free housing before they were the president.
Oh, yeah.
In the White House, I mean. So that was probably what she's talking about. Like, wait, we actually got to get a mortgage.
Buy a house, yeah.
So we got to find a guy, I guess. And we might have to get a student loan.
Oh, for Chelsea?
Not a student loan. Come on, they didn't have to get a loan or any of that shit. But they had to set that up as well. Like, wait, how are we going to pay for her schooling? This is stuff we never had to think about.
$5 million in legal debts, though. You think that someone takes care of that for the president, but I guess not. I guess when it's personal lawsuits,
he had his accountants and lawyers working on it, I'm sure, and they crunched the numbers and said, you get out there and you do a few speches, we'll pay this off.
Those debts were gone really quickly. Mm-hmm. Extremely quickly.
$109 million.
Wow. So it's just lies.
Right. And what was the whole thing she lied about, too, going into the... sorry, guys, I have a tickle in my throat. Hope it's not cancer. What is that? Comedian jokes himself into hospital. See the fucking headline if I did have it? Big C. What is the, was she lied about going to that fucking day thing, that war zone?
Oh.
On a plane, right? She's like, they were shooting.
Yes, there was shooting. She was landing. Was it Iraq at the time?
Oh, right.
She was flying into a war zone.
And I think it was Bosnia. Where she said she was sniped at or something,
yeah,
right?
They were shooting or something.
And then it proved to be wrong?
Yeah, they said it was not true. Wow. She was actually just...
leisurely fucking flight into some city.
She was on a fucking United flight.
Yeah, into LaGuardia.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just depressing to watch these people ramble on.
The tinkle death. So do I, yeah. I think she's just... obviously just stretching the truth.
You want to share a urinal? Not in a gay way, but just because this way we save water.
That is good.
I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah.
Kind of awkward.
Maybe we bring in like a little apple box and could stand on it, and the three of us could just wee into the same one.
Do that.
I'm going to pee on the Mike Richter hockey puck. Is what
Oh,
I'm gonna do.
man. Come on. Rangers got another game in them. They could pull it out.
Yeah, the Kings might do what's called lose on purpose so they could hoist
Win
the
at
cup
home.
in L.A. So I would not be surprised whatsoever
taking a chance.
if they lose the next game.
That's taking a chance, throwing the game like that so you can, I don't know.
Your boys are done. Your boys are done.
Hey, I'll never give up on my Rangers. I've been through 20 years of this.
Yeah. Have you?
Yes, 20 years.
Of the radio show?
Yeah.
It's the last time the Rangers won the Cup. We just started.
That's
how long we've been at this.
Oh, man.
And they're doing the OJ chase on TV. When is that? Tonight? Tomorrow?
Are they really showing it?
Yeah, I think it's kind of... I think they should do it in real time. Wow. That'd be kind of cool.
OJ. Yeah.
Who would be the anchor back then? Bernard... who was the black guy?
Bernie.
Yes, Bernie.
Bernard Shaw.
Bernard Shaw.
Wow.
Was he involved with the OJ chase?
CNN was a biggie.
Who were some of those other CNN guys back in the day?
Well, Blitzer was there.
Yeah, Wolfie was.
Yeah.
CBS News special report.
Dan Rather, but that's
in
not
New York,
CNN,
John
but-
Blackstone in Los Angeles, along with our colleagues at KCBS, who arranged this extraordinary.
bizarre.
Remember this?
The live
bizarre.
police tale of what is believed
I won't
to be
fuck
the
any woman who
cross-bearing
remembers
O.J.
this.
Simpson with his friend Dragon. Now, John Blackstone's point was that because the police believe
And when people started
O.J.
holding the
Simpson-
signs up, go OJ.
Amazing.
Like, because after a while watching this, you kind of knew where he was going.
Right.
So they lined the streets and the bridges over the freeway with signs that said, go OJ.
Remember when he turned into his neighborhood? And
Yeah,
it was like,
oh,
oh, fuck. Now he's got to make some moves.
Yeah. This was so fucking weird.
This part was easy.
Cuts his wife's throat, but people like him because he ran a football well.
Yes, that's it.
Almost decapitates his fucking wife.
No one wanted to believe it. Even
Yeah.
Al Michaels, I think, at the time, didn't want to believe it.
Yeah.
They
I
were
guess
close.
It's hard. If your friend kills someone, how do you handle it?
Man. I snuck a peek at some of those crime photos last night.
Oh, right.
Ugh.
Really?
God, what a disastrous mess. It's so obvious it was him. Like, no one just kills someone like that. There's no murders that happen like that where some random person comes up and butchers the woman and this guy that's with her unless it's personal. That's like it's such a textbook thing that was a crime of passion. And OJ having this history of anger and jealousy with her, that he did it. And then all the other evidence. How this motherfucker walked on that is astounding.
You know what? That whole glove thing.
Oh, they showed that whole thing.
As the prosecutors, you stop that circus and
Yeah.
go, wait a minute, you're not
Yep.
trying this on properly.
That's
Instead, they're all like looking in amazement.
That's what Ron Goldman's dad, what's his name?
Fred Goldman.
Freddie Goldman there. He was commenting on 20 years.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Yeah, he only calls OJ the killer.
Right.
He won't call him OJ Simpson or
Does he
anything.
still have the
Just calls him the
mustache?
killer. Oh, yeah.
I love
Still got
that
the big
father.
mustache. And, yeah, he was saying that he doesn't blame the prosecution. It was a weird time. But things like that glove really got him.
Right.
Because the dried blood on it and then putting latex gloves on OJ and having him try to put the glove on.
I'm not a lawyer,
ridiculous.
but if you make the guy put a plastic glove on first,
Yeah.
wouldn't that raise your suspicion? Like, wait a minute, that's
Exactly.
going to be a...
Can be a problem.
Because those type of gloves, too, you know, they were supposed to fit snug
Nice
to
and
begin
tight,
with.
yeah.
They
And
weren't
then,
loose-fitting gloves that you
No.
just throw on in the middle of winter to throw
No.
a few snowballs.
The Mark Furman thing, he talked about that too and said, you know, if Mark Furman had, because times were really bad between the LAPD and the black community there.
Right.
So he said, if Mark Furman had lied and said he hadn't said nigger back years ago, then they would have exposed him as a lying racist. And if he tells the truth, then he's a racist. So there was no way he was getting any credibility. He said, and the thought that he planted evidence, I think he said he was the 33rd police officer on that scene, and he plants evidence after 32 other officers walked around the scene and were looking for evidence.
Was Van Adder the lead detective on that case?
Yeah.
It was James Van Adder, I think his name was?
Just, in hindsight, you forget how much of the detail there was and how obvious it was that he did it.
Wasn't this our first look at court? Like no one in our lifetimes we never saw anything.
This invented court TV, didn't it?
Pretty much.
Court TV blossomed out of the OJ trial. But yeah, we used to get little glimpses of cases on specials and things like that, documentaries maybe, but never in real time, day to day, that grind of a courtroom. Just put out there live.
Marcia Clark just fucking stinking on ice.
She tried to gussy herself up and get that makeover halfway through the trial.
Shitty, rotten perm.
More important to her was people criticizing her looks than actually prosecuting the
she was the
case.
worst. And Chris Darden stunk.
Just an emasculated brother.
Right.
Sitting there while, Johnny Cochran just played him.
Yeah. Cochran was a good fucking lawyer, man.
Cochran,
And so was Barry Scheck.
What a scumbag. But, man, did he know exactly what to do.
Yeah,
he knew exactly what to do. He made fools of the prosecution.
Yeah.
And then I guess the other thing that's coming out on this 20th anniversary of this whole thing is Kardashian. Goldman said that Kardashian absolutely took a bag full of evidence and it disappeared and no one ever knew what happened to it, and he took it to his deathbed. He grabbed a bunch of stuff out of OJ's house, had it in a bag. It's actually on video somewhere. Right. I remember seeing him leave the house with a bag.
What did he say it was?
Never said it. Never said what it was.
How did they not call him?
Never said anything.
Never had to say what it was.
Never.
Didn't they call him into the trial?
Oh, he was on the Dream Team. He was one of the attorneys.
Right. Who?
Robert Kardashian.
Oh, that's right. He was the attorney.
Yeah. So he had, attorney-client privilege, I guess.
Is that why they made him one of the Dream Team lawyers?
Maybe.
Attorney-client privilege?
Maybe.
But then again, doesn't attorney-client privilege get nullified if there's a crime committed? Like, didn't Bruce Cutler...
I'm not saying it's ethical. If he doesn't, it's something called discovery, I guess. And whatever evidence the prosecution finds, they have to give over to the defense. I learned that from my cousin Vinny. And no, but if you just hide the evidence or destroy it or bury it somewhere, But Goldman says he absolutely had evidence that would have convicted OJ, and
what a
he
scumbag.
Destroyed it.
That broke up the marriage, too, because Robert Kardashian was all for OJ, and what's her name? Kris Jenner, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That was her friend that was murdered.
Yeah. Yep. People forget that, or people don't even know. People that watch the Kardashians, they have no idea that the father was, most of them have no idea the father was on one of the biggest trials ever.
The girls were all very young back then. They were all
there they
10,
are.
11, 12 years old, somewhere around
kids.
there. Wow. Yeah. Someone's saying that OJ stopped taking his arthritis medication 2 days before the trial so his hands would swell up.
Oh, well, he could have done that.
Is that one of those conspiracy theories out there? I never heard that one.
Do you think someone saw that coming? Like, well, they might make you put the glove on.
You'd think the lawyers would be on high alert that, this might not go well, so let's be prepared.
I got to pee.
Yeah, I got to pee, too.
Oh, man.
Come on.
Right.
All right. We'll return.
We'll be back with more.
That's hilarious, really?
Fuck them.
See, that's why I mentioned that we might get Willie Nelson, so that when it doesn't happen, it really fucking hurts. I saw Liam walking down the hall with some really tasty pastries and a really nice fruit salad, whatever. And I said, who's that for? And he goes, oh, that was for Willie Nelson. But he obviously didn't touch it.
Yeah.
Willie Nelson has officially left the building, so I guess he's not doing our show. Where's Roland?
That's why we're
for lying to us.
A surprise guest, because probably we don't want it to get back. But
no, I think it's better that we did bring it up.
Oh no, yeah.
I kind of believed that it was going to happen.
I knew it wasn't.
Why? We had him on one other time.
I just knew it wasn't.
We had him on at NEW. He brought in that old guitar of his with the big hole in it because he's been playing it forever.
That was a long time ago.
His tour bus was parked outside NEW. He was getting high before the interview.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Maybe I didn't love you. Shut up.
It's a good song. I would have said, hey, did you like when Elvis covered that? I liked it.
Fuck him.
What's wrong with you?
Fuck him.
He's one of our national treasures, Willie Nelson.
Is he?
Yeah. He puts corn in his gas tank, too. Some kind of corn.
Check it out now. I'm Willie R. Nelson. Thank you, Jim Holzberg. Yeah.
Oh, well. What are you going to do? Let's say hi to Ivan in Scranton. Then we got a call from Denmark. If we want to take it.
Ivan, what do you want?
What's up, Ivan?
What's going on, guys?
What's up, Ivan?
Nothing. I know you guys always like to, not really rag, but you guys like bust on Adam Sandler quite a bit.
Well,
maybe.
I think the world's starting to realize that he might have ran out of creative juice. That last movie didn't do too well, huh?
No, not too well. But this
came and
weekend
went.
I was at a casino up in the Poconos, and I ran into the guy that plays Shooter McGavin.
Sure. Oh! What's his real name? He's been in a lot of shit.
Shooter McGavin.
Yeah, so I ran into him, and he was at the bar just drinking, and me and a couple of my buddies were there. And we're just hanging out, and, you know, I kind of knew who he was, but I didn't want to, like, freak him out and, like, you know, be all over him and stuff. So we're just sitting there drinking.
So that means you left the bar and you went somewhere else.
Right. Is that what happened?
No, That's how that story should end, by the way.
Yes.
So what was your move that he's probably seen a million times and went, here's another asshole that's going to bother me and all I want is a beer? What was your move?
I mean, I didn't really have a move. I just kind of just sat there, and he was sitting like 2 seats down. And I told him, I actually said, like, oh yeah, I know who you are. I didn't call him Shooter McGavin.
I know who you are. Of course, you know who he is.
And I bet you thought he would be excited to talk about Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, I'm Shooter McGavin.
Right.
Do the hands. Do the gun hands.
Right.
Pew pew.
That's where we're getting it. He ended up staying for a while. We ended up bullshitting, and we ended up playing pool.
Oh, that's cool.
So we sat there and we started playing pool, and we got down to the last shot, and I had the 8-ball. I shot it in. As soon as I sunk it, I did the shooter thing with the fingers.
Right.
And then he called me an asshole, and he left.
All right. That's fair.
That's kind of a good Shooter McGavin story to have.
Yeah, in the end, that's a good story.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Cool. But all right, guys, I'm punching out. Thanks a lot.
All right. Punch yourself out in the face.
What happened
Fuck yeah.
What happened with the Willie Nelson?
He's on the road again.
Roland. That's a good one.
He doesn't remember us from years past.
What happened?
That's too bad. We had a good time with him. I remember. That was one of the good ones.
I was told he was very tired, so we're going to reschedule for another time.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, reschedule.
Reschedule. Okay, cool. When?
You're always on my mind.
81. When's he coming back?
Him.
Yeah.
Maybe I won't do your show.
You don't like Willie Nelson?
Probably Grossy Love You for
Maybe I quite as often as I should have. Oh, could have. Whatever. Smoke another joint.
Maybe I didn't free you.
Fucking take your braid out.
Elvis did a killer cover of this. You ever hear it?
No.
I love a good cover, as I've said before on this program.
If I made you
made you feel sick of me. Well, so he's
that's all right.
So we weren't on his mind, right?
Exactly. You are never on my mind. You're on the list that's pay no mind.
Did you think it was going to happen, Roland?
You can all kiss my behind.
You felt pretty good about it,
I
right?
felt pretty good, and then they said he was tired. I mean,
oh boy,
they're old. They get tired.
Yeah, no, we could, we would talk to him for 15 minutes. We didn't say, sit down, we have a 2-hour fucking Q&A with you. Gunpoint.
The old people, they make up their minds and they go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there he is, on the road again. Yeah. Just can't wait to get on the road again. Yeah.
my love is making music.
Yeah, why fucking do our show?
Exactly. You sure can't wait to get on our show again. Their show.
Their show. Down,
like where? This studio?
No.
Road again.
Oh, well. This is some real country shit right here. This is a bad jam.
On the road again.
I'm better than a piece of pussy. Except maybe the Indy 500.
Yeah. Didn't Willie Nelson do that song with Snoop, or was he not involved with that song?
I don't know. Snoop's doing a song with what Gangnam Style guy.
Oh, is he?
What?
Opa Gangnam Style.
Snoop's a dick.
Gangnam Style in Korea is opening for Ozzy. They're doing a show together in Korea. Yeah.
So what is he going to play? A 30-minute version of that song? What else is he doing?
He's probably hugely popular there, too.
Yeah. Opa! Opa!
Although Gentleman's a better song.
I bet in Korea he's got a fuckload of hits, right?
Opa!
Does he?
So he's got a song called Hangover, which, by the way, already has 24 million views on YouTube. Wait a minute. This thing... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What day is today?
It's Tuesday, but it feels like a Thursday because we're off Friday.
His video did 24 million views in 2 days?
Yeah, he's the Gangnam Style guy.
He's high.
Yes. Yeah.
Holy fuck.
His videos are almost as popular as mine.
Wow. All right, let's hear Hangover. This is his new song.
With the Snoop friend would say, who thought about doing comedy but never did.
For good reason.
Snoop Dogg.
It's Psy
and Psy.
Snoop Dogg.
Hangover.
Let's hear it. Hangover, Now I'm gonna start smoke. Look at me now. I'm gonna smoke a blunt.
And they're teasing the next song, which is going to be called Daddy, coming later this summer.
Yeah.
So it's got 24 million views in 2 days. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Is Hits One
It's
playing
terrible.
that shit?
They will.
It's
What are they waiting
fucking
for?
awful.
What are they waiting for?
I mean, I don't know if they are or not, but I'm saying they will if they're not.
If they were trying to get the effect of a hangover, it's
Right.
very good because I my head hurts and I'm nauseous.
I bet you tomorrow you wake up and do the same shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Hangover.
Guess what?
Hangover.
Guess what I do? I like to smoke some weed. Oh, really? Wow, you're amazing. Let's talk to you for 20 minutes about that. Cares?
You tired of it?
So tired of his dumb weed act.
Who's?
You know, Snoop came in and the place smelled like pot. Really? Wow. Cares? Oh, I like to indulge in a little blunt every so. Oh, good. Good for you.
It's his thing. Everyone has their thing.
His thing.
His thing is he smokes pot with everybody. He smoked pot with Seth Rogen recently. And what did they review again? Sam, we didn't do it on our show.
It was
Forgot.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. They did a Game of Thrones. It's pretty.
Yeah.
You want to show these guys that thing? You have Seth Rogen and Snoop smoking, getting high, and then they're talking about Game of Thrones. That's kind of fun. No?
Enough with the weed. Enough.
Don't be a hater.
It's legalized in places now. It's fucking everyone's smoking the weed.
You really are a hater.
You're a hater, man.
I'm a hater.
They even animated the Seth Rogen Snoop
It's not
Dogg thing.
outrageous.
Let's hear this. Give them a little taste. Game of Thrones recap. And they're high as shit.
That's funny.
Look at his eyes.
I just watched it last night.
For the first time?
No. I watched the whole series.
It's great, isn't it?
The little midget. They keep saying that cuz he was in love with a whore.
Yeah.
So he fucked around and they was gonna give him some. His father was gonna hook him up, but he was like he couldn't shut his ass up. So now he gonna have to fight this big ass gigantic motherfucker who his sister, the queen, when he got because he killed. They think he killed Joffrey. Yeah. They think he killed Joffrey, but he didn't kill Joffrey. Peter killed Joffrey.
Fucking, what's his name? Littlefingers.
Yeah, Peter.
Yeah.
And he's got...
You do a weekly Game of Thrones.
Lily.
HBO should put that on before every
That's my shit, man. I fuck with the Game of Thrones. That's my shit.
I'd watch the shit out of that.
Like how the smoke turns green from the green screen.
And then they're watching it. They're doing like commentary.
Pizza.
That's good shit.
Snoop Dogg is a man, dude.
Ooh, he really is.
Pushed her through the fucking moon door.
Get out the way.
You know, sometimes it's the simple things that work.
I've only loved one woman my whole life. Your sister. Move, bitch.
That's how they originally had that edited, actually.
That's pizza. Would you ever be in one of those kind of movies?
A Game of Thrones type shit? Yeah, sure. Why the fuck not? Would you?
I'd love to do that shit, to be a motherfucking king or something. Or even to be a fucking gladiator, a warrior.
Imagine having to listen to this shit, though. This rambling, stoned guy.
Is there one?
One or two of those unsullied, maybe.
You know what's fucked up? Those guys, the unsullied guys, they don't have dicks.
There you go. No, they have dicks, just no balls, I think. Or do they not have any?
Cut everything off.
Who cut it off?
All the black dudes on there have no dicks.
For real? Oh, they didn't want that thing to be seen. That thing would come out that little suit they be wearing because they don't be having no drawers on. They really having a little piece on with the little, you know. All them niggas walking around with that thing swinging. The queen would have to violate. My queen, your grace. Your grace. You bitch you. Church. Preach.
Cool.
All right.
There you go.
Snoop.
Takes balls, man.
So stop hating.
Yeah, man. Let's go back to Hangover.
No, we were done with that.
Do you want to hear Snoop and Willie Nelson?
No.
Oh, fuck.
What is it?
Oh,
We played it before. It's called My Medicine.
I'd rather hear
Oh, that's what I meant, but I didn't.
Oh, right.
Where is
I
Willie
forgot
Nelson
about
in that,
that.
though?
I'd rather hear his Hot Pockets fucking song.
I love this song, but is he actually singing on it?
Everything I'm reading says he's in it.
Yeah, Willie's in this.
Oh.
Yeah, you know I got to have that medicine.
I don't remember where.
You know what he means by medicine, right, Ed?
Oh, weed?
Sheba.
He needs
sure?
the weed?
You know, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's a little subtle. A little subtle in
It
this
is
one.
subtle. Because that's the only reason he did something with Willie. They're both known for weed. So they gotta sing a song about weed. His medicine.
The more dedicated, the more medicated.
Ah!
I do like, though, that he's got his girl going out to whore form to buy his drugs.
Yeah.
And this is not about weed, by the way. This is about fucking, like, dope. Shooting dope.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
100%. Can you talk about a spoon?
Oh, he does say spoon in there?
Yeah, in the beginning.
Oh, boy.
And his girlfriend's out fucking hooking.
Proving marijuana's a gateway drug there.
Chicks never hook for pot.
Why don't you write a nice song about the sunshine?
Godsmack's got a new song out, someone just told me on Twitter.
Yeah, they're in town now.
They are?
Yeah, I've talked to some of his friends with Sully.
Fuck, they should have stopped by. Sully stops by when he's doing solo stuff. Let me hear the new Godsmack song. We go way back with these guys. 15 years at least, right?
Ooh.
Something like that.
Well, from the time you threw their cassette out the window of your truck.
Well, it happens. 97, we probably met him. So 17 years ago, we know Sully 17 years.
Yeah.
Let me hear a little Godsmack. It's tough to put out a rock song these days.
Certainly
It's really tough. What is it called?
1,000 HP.
No?
Part at all. But then it kicks in and it's good. I like the rest of it.
Yeah.
It'll get used for a video game commercial or WWE pay-per-view.
Sully sounds great. 17, 18 years later. Holy fuck. Sounds great.
His voice sounds good.
Well produced. Everyone's in their position, playing their instruments.
Yeah, it's just a little hokey.
A little hokey?
Yeah, the beginning. 195.
Both verses.
Back in Boston, playing the club.
I'm talking about, like, being a hit overnight.
Because of Rocco.
Yeah, instead of us.
Rocco didn't throw the tape out the window. Oh, well.
That is a true story.
We got so many tapes. What are we going to do?
I don't know.
Listen to every one?
It's hard, man. People hand you their stuff, and I feel bad. I'm like, what am I going to do with this?
Terrible.
Jesus.
99.9% of it's shit.
I threw it out the window over a bridge just to make my friend laugh. That's all. It had nothing to even do with Sully. Because Whatever. Why am I trying to spin this? Because I've always been a really big Godsmack fan. I always liked those guys a lot. But it was about making my friend laugh.
It was their
and I even thought to myself, there's got to be other copies of this around.
It was their demo tape. Godsmack's demo.
He had a few. He burned a few.
Oh, boy.
He didn't just burn one for us.
You know, Rocco listened to it, was like, dude, these guys rock. I'm going to play them on my show. And he gets the breaking Godsmack story.
Yeah, Sully has credited Rocco many times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Could have that little credit. Oh, well.
Well, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
We did show him shit videos, though, so we have our own history with him.
True.
German shit videos.
Yeah, before you could get him anywhere, really.
Right. He was amazed.
Now they're a dime a dozen.
To buy a fishbowl and make them yourself. When I was your age, I had to get your mother to shit on a fishbowl if I wanted to see a log coming out. You kids have it easy.
A fishbowl?
Yeah.
All right.
You break the fishbowl with a mallet and you put your head in there, and then mother shits on it.
Mother. There's been a lot of hate in the last half hour, so let's organize this shit. Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
Thumbs up or down?
I'm going thumbs down.
Still hating him?
Yep, I'm hating.
Psy and the Snoop Dogg.
That is a
hangover.
Towering, steaming lump of shite.
Stinks.
Seth Rogen and Snoop doing the Game of Thrones.
That was funny.
Okay.
That was funny.
Enjoyable.
And then finally Godsmack.
I liked the music. I liked Sully's voice. I liked the band. The vocals in that first verse were too hokey.
I think it throws you off. But I think the rest of the song is pretty cool.
The rest of the song is kind of cool.
I swear, that's my real review. Oh, boy, the consumer. Sorry, the consumer.
Oh,
I apologize,
the consumer.
to the consumer.
Yeah.
Dare I do a review?
Yeah, that's his bit.
Right.
Yes. Why don't you buy yourself a nice bag of fetid toenails and enjoy them?
I was ready to be with you on the Godsmack thing after that first.
I know, that first
and then I'm
verse.
like, you know what? No, man, this is all right.
It rocked.
That first part I just didn't like.
Like it was 1995.
Maybe they could re-edit it just because we say so.
D-Rock?
Didn't the new Godsmack kind of sound like when Pendulum was redone? It's sort of that, like,
well,
with
it's
the
that
synthetic
sound.
and that fake grunge rock.
Yeah, but the Pendulum guy was going for the...
It's that sound,
like
yeah.
He was going for that sound.
Yeah.
Right, he was going for the kind of Godsmack thing.
Which was, it's just tough to be a rock band these days.
Especially if you were around in the 90s.
Tough. But I'm sure Godsmack still sells a lot of tickets.
They're classic fucking rock, man. Like fucking 90s is classic rock. 80s is oldies. Fucking oldies.
Crazy.
I don't even know what the 70s are.
They're almost hip again. 70s came back around.
Yeah.
70s styles and all that shit now. Usually takes, I guess, 35, 40 years. Then the generation grows up and their kids are like, wow, that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's like rockabilly.
Dig through their parents' shit and find something and think it's cool.
Do you like rockabilly?
Hate it.
I never liked rockabilly.
Me neither.
I mean, a couple Stray Cats songs were kind of all right as pop songs, but I don't like that style at all.
Won't be rocky in this town.
No.
I was talking to the lead singer of Gollum yesterday, who was featured in the Louis C.K. episode last night, which I still haven't seen. The band. I don't know how they did, but she's excited because she got the big Louis C.K. show. It's this like kind of Yiddish type of music.
Oh, right, yes.
With fucking accordions and all sorts of stuff. They're really talented. A local band called Gollum. Or Golem. How do you say their name? Whatever. Gollum?
I don't know.
Golem, maybe. And I was talking to her yesterday because I just know her, whatever. And our kids kind of might be going to the same school.
Oh, I see.
And she's excited, but she's like, no one buys CDs anymore or even downloads them for money anymore because of Spotify.
How the fuck did the artists like Spotify happen? How did the managers allow that to happen?
And what is Spotify? I mean, I know what Spotify is, but how much do you pay? You pay like $10 and you could just listen to whatever the fuck you want, right?
Well, you can get it for free and you can listen with ads.
Right.
Or you pay $10 a month and you listen to whatever you want. It's streaming, but you can also download within the app.
They must pay royalties. To
she says
it's dirt cheap.
It's like not even pennies on the dollar. It's like
there was a band.
It's like fractions of pennies on the dollar.
There was a band that figured out how to make money off of it, though.
Yeah.
They put out an album on Spotify that had no music on it. And then they got all their fans to listen to it while they were asleep. So all of their fans listen to it for 8 hours, and you get paid per stream, and it goes in a cycle. So they had thousands of people do this, and it was on, and so Spotify had to pay them however many $1,000.
Brilliant.
Yeah, but don't they, like, Bette Midler had so many plays, and that they gave her some shit check, like, they pay nothing.
Right.
Oh. The artists get fucked on that.
And then I was talking to some other people, and like, if you're 30 even, you don't even understand what a disc jockey is, or like listening to a radio station. You have no real concept. You know it happened, but you don't have any personal experience, because you know, anyone from 30 and younger, they were downloading all their own music and basically making their own like radio station. They can't be bothered to sit through nonsense to maybe hear their favorite song. They can't be bothered to actually listen to a DJ talking between songs. They don't understand that world at all.
Yeah, Napster started early in high school. So then once Napster started, and then CD burners came out right after that.
So 30, I mean, definitely like 30, no, not 30, so you go the other way. So I mean, like late 20s, 25 and to the late 20s, those people have no concept of just listening to your favorite radio station and having loyalty to that and having loyalty to an actual music show.
Don't need any of that shit.
Of course, yeah, the world has changed. Yeah. And Spotify is really fucking it up for these artists.
Well, it's not about album sales anymore. It's about getting popular and getting your ass out on the road and fucking touring, making money that way.
She's not one of those. She's got a family.
Well, sorry.
This is her experience. She's, you know, she's got a family in New York City. She goes, you know how we make money? She was featured on Louis' show last night.
Yeah.
And they do tour to, like, Mexico and other places. They've been to, like, Paris and a few other joints. And they're a wedding band.
Oh, yeah.
They're a wedding band. She goes, that's how we make our money. We go out every weekend as a wedding band. And they're way... No offense to wedding bands. Shit, you can't say anything on the show. Look, I already stopped myself. No offense to wedding bands, but they are in a different... They're on a different, I'll just say, trip than the average wedding band.
Yeah.
They're very original with their shit. So I thought it was fascinating, because I was excited for it. I'm like, hey man, this will lead to some downloads for you, some nice pocket money. She goes, not at all. People just do not download, you know, music anymore. Certainly, they're not really paying for it, or if they are, it's like nothing.
Yeah, you got to go on the road and you got to get endorsements.
Right.
That's it. That's what it's all about.
So.
It's a whole nother ball game.
Get some fancy stickers and shirts.
Stickers, shirts, you fucking shit, you goddamn tour.
Right.
You get on the road.
Right.
On the road again. Oh, boy. And the laptop goes.
Oh, you just called it.
That's it.
Good for you.
I like the Willie Nelson. That's too bad. Maybe next time.
Yeah.
Maybe next time.
That's a shame.
That's a bit of a shame. What are you going to do?
He's tired.
Well, he's 81. Jesus.
We're all tired.
Exactly. But he's 81 tired.
Yeah, that's a different type of tired.
81 tired.
81 tired.
You could
really
bitch,
bad.
and I certainly do enough of it. I could bitch about being tired, but 81 tired is a whole different game. That's like waiting till you wait till noon until you can feel your feet or something. You know, it just takes forever.
That must be like the worst case you've ever had of when you're driving and you're falling asleep at the wheel.
Sure.
But just being like that all the time.
81 tired. I think you might get 2 good hours a day where you're like, you know what, I feel pretty good.
I'm feeling pretty, full of vim and vigor.
And then it slowly goes downhill the rest of the day.
Yeah. You're like, I was feeling good for a second.
All right, what do we got to wrap up here?
I have to plug.
Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy.
Florida. I'm back on the road now. Florida.
On the road again?
Yeah, West Palm Beach. July 10th through 12th. Go to palmbeachimprov.com for tickets. And then San Francisco. Finally return to San Francisco. August 7th through 9.
Finally.
Cobb's goes on sale today. And then, of course, Montreal, July 26th at midnight at the Gisu Theater. And there's other shows. I'm going out to Columbus. I'm doing Addison. But none of those are on sale yet, so I'll announce them when they go on sale.
All right.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Nice to be out doing gigs.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
And
I have a new hour.
Ooh.
It's a new hour of material.
Nice.
Oh, I want to see it.
Yeah. It's all about foot injuries.
Nice. Oh my God, that's untouched comedy right there.
It sure is. Yes, it's 45 minutes in. I go, now it's time to talk about the breaking of the little toe. People go crazy.
Oh yeah, they go wild
for it, right? We're gonna leave you with a little bit, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Welcome to Attainable Dating Solutions, video dating for the unwashed and socially inept. Profile SLO73. Mike Bichetti.
Hey everybody, I'm comedian Mike Bichetti. I'm looking for Ms. Right, but Ms. Wrong will do for a while too, as long as she's a good whore and takes in the throat. I'm looking for someone, it's like a hipster chick that looks like Ethel Mertz with those glasses, but she's a skanky skank that'll fuck my socks off, that whore. Someone like that's a hipster librarian type that's really a skank when you get her in bed. Just what do you call just have her bang her tits and screw that whore and have her give me a good one. My ideal date would be something kind of romantic, and then she becomes a whore after that. Want to bring her home. By a whore, I mean like she's like sucking banana, saying I want to suck that banana. She's choking on it, gagging on it, shooting cum in that fucking whore's face for a while, just like, and then fucking his life out of that skank. Maybe eating some snatch if she's clean. I don't know. I was born in 1961. I hope my wife or girlfriend is born in the mid-'80s. She don't even know who the fuck Max Headroom is. I'm gonna fuck. She's gonna fuck me. You know what I mean? I love this. You know, I'd make that whore give me a hand job and then fucking tell her to shut the fuck up. Get in the kitchen, you whore, and fucking make me something to eat. Lunchtime, you know, I'm getting healthy now, so just make me a salad and then suck my banana. If that is something you'll be into, call me, Mike Bichetti, at 866-WOW-1-WOW, 866-969-1969, and put that banana in my mouth and choke on it, honey.
Call the Opie and Anthony Show today. Mike Bichetti does.
The Opie and Anthony Show is drawn to a close. Stay tuned to reflect, relive, and get the story behind the story of the finest moments of